Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
83 and partly cloudy at 10 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. New this hour, 911 dispatch in Beaver County confirms 4 people were taken to hospitals after an incident in Rochester. It happened around 8 a.m. at a church on the 300 block of Adams Street. Dispatch tells KDKA Radio an electrocution of some sort occurred. The conditions of the injured are unknown, as are other details. A man died after an overnight motorcycle accident in White Oak. 911 notified around 1:15 a.m. of a body on the street in the 1200 block of Long Run Road. First responders say the man died at the scene. Allegheny County police detectives say their preliminary information shows his dirt bike hit a guardrail. Duquesne Light says power outages are possible during severe weather this afternoon and tonight. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has details.
The utility company says the combination of strong winds and extreme heat could impact the grid and damage equipment, which could result in service disruptions. The company is increasing staffing in order to safely respond to any outages as quickly as possible. Because of potentially hazardous conditions, some response times may be delayed. Duquesne Light is encouraging the public to take simple steps to stay safe and be prepared, including ensure that cell phones and other necessary electronics are fully charged. Keep supplies such as flashlights and a battery-powered radio in an emergency preparedness kit, and sign up for outage notifications through your Duquesne Light account to stay informed. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
A former Heinz Endowment's IT manager is accused of embezzling nearly $1 million from the nonprofit. Charles Richardson has been indicted on wire fraud and money laundering charges. Richardson, who also owned Operations Unlimited, allegedly submitted fraudulent invoices to the Heinz Endowments for IT services provided by other vendors or for services his company never provided. Richardson is accused of using the money to pay off credit cards used for international travel, home improvement, firearms, and top-shelf alcohol. A state lawmaker says if Pennsylvania's budget is not in place by a July 1st deadline, he and his colleagues shouldn't be paid. With that story, News Radio KDKA's David Ballarado.
North Hills Republican Representative Jeremy Schaefer says he will not accept payment if there's no budget, and others should follow his lead.
I would call for all state legislators payment while the state does not have an approved budget.
He says state lawmakers should be working full-time to get a budget. The biggest issue is trying to spend more than what's taken in.
Our budget has been distorted for the past couple of years because of a large amount of one-time stimulus revenue that we've received from the federal government because of COVID funds.
One of the key stumbling blocks, transportation funding. David Ballarado, News Radio KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 22 points at 43,067. The Nasdaq up 102 and the S&P up 11 points. KDKA Sports, the Bucks and Brewers can pick up a series win with a victory today. Paul Skeens will start for the Bucks, and the game is on KDKA Radio starting at 1:15. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick. Home improvements with no interest financing if you need it. Trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 10:03. Time to call Carlos at Greater Pitt Tree Service if you're concerned about your trees. Call 412-884-TREE. 83, partly cloudy in Pittsburgh now. AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and almost 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. And if you think this is just a cosmetic problem, think again. Varicose or spider veins, if left untreated, can lead to swollen or discolored legs, cramping, the inability to stand or walk, neuropathy, even worse, blood clots, which can travel to other parts of your body. But here's the good news. Advanced Medical Vein Treatment Centers offers plans that treat and cure the condition, not just cover up. Grab your phone, take down this number, and call 800-587-1248. That's 800-587-1248. When you call, you'll get free information on how you can live your life to the fullest again. Walk, exercise, sleep well. Your vein problems will not go away on their own, and in time can lead to major health issues. Call Advanced Medical Vein today for free information on fast and easy solutions that are covered by most insurance plans, Medicare included. Call 800-587-1248. That's 800-587-1248 today.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. Ellie, what's up?
Good morning, Marty. On the outbound side of the Parkway East, traffic is lining up as you near Oakland area, and you're staying in line through the Squirrel Tunnel past Edgewood Swissville because of the one-lane restriction due to construction. On the Parkway West outbound, that shows heavy traffic near the I-79 interchange, and it is bumper to bumper through the construction zone. Also, Campbell's Run Road is slow but steady, so leave extra time if traveling to Pittsburgh International. We are smooth sailing on Route 28 inbound as well as the Parkway North, and there are lane and shoulder restrictions on the off-ramps along Route 28 in O'Hara and Harmer Townships today through Friday till 3 p.m. to RIDC's Drive, which is exit 10, and the northbound off-ramp to Route 910, which is exit 11. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellie Popovich on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-285-0395. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-285-0395. 800-285-0395. 800-285-0395.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
An extreme heat warning still through 5 this afternoon. Times of sun and cloud, hot and humid, with a thunderstorm or two around during the afternoon and evening hours, any of which can produce flooding, downpours, and damaging wind gusts. Are high in the low 90s. Partly cloudy and muggy overnight, low 72. For AccuWeather, I'm Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
New to Medicare, get covered with MediConnect. Listen Wednesdays around 1:40 to hear Lance O'Brien of MediConnect help you navigate the Medicare process. Simply great, unbiased information to get you the best healthcare coverage. Get covered with MediConnect. Medicare made simple.
It's the Big K, Big Three.
Brought to you by New Flow Men's Health. The biggest 3 stories of the day on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Bump, 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 bump. I'm able-bodied, I'm healthy. The weather doesn't affect me or impact me. In fact, I enjoy this heat. I'm a little bit weird with working out. Sometimes I move my bike outside, so I sweat more. I'm just weird that way. I could care less about the heat. However, if you heard my wife talking about kids and the pools, and then I heard Patrick talking about pets, it's insanely dangerous. I mean, it is. And my biggest concerns, 2 of them, old folks with circulation issues who don't have AC, who could actually get hurt in this weather, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, and respiratory issues, people who have asthma, any kind of conditions like that.
And I worry about the innocents, people that don't have any idea about how dangerous this heat is and get fried and sun poisoning and exhaustion, because it can happen fast, right?
Oh, yeah. People don't. First of all, our skin in Pittsburgh has not seen sun in a long time. So, yeah, people, forget how strong it can be and how you really need to either cover up or wear sunscreen.
I lived in Dallas. I lived in LA doesn't count. It's always cool. In Dallas, I remember calling my father at midnight. It was 100 degrees. I actually enjoy the heat. I love getting so soaking wet that the floor is a pond. You've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody isn't weird like I am. It's a big, big deal, and it's dangerous. And I had to grab my good friend, Dr. Don Yearley, Chief Medical Officer at UPMC. Good morning, sir. This is serious, is it not, sir?
Thanks for having me on, Marty, and you're absolutely right. This is serious. Our bodies are heat factories, and when it's hot outside, that factory has a hard time getting rid of its own heat. And so it's dangerous for everybody just more so for the vulnerable people that you and Kristen just identified.
And what kind of heat-related issues are you seeing in your hospitals and clinics?
We in the emergency departments at UPMC have been seeing many people who have what we would call heat-related either illnesses or worsening of an underlying illness. And that generally is people who come in with more breathing difficulty from their underlying breathing problem, maybe more chest difficulty because of a heart problem, generalized weakness, things that would be easy to mistake for something else. We have not seen many people yet with the most extreme form, which is heat stroke, where your body temperature is exceptionally high and organs begin to shut down, your brain, your kidneys, other things. Haven't seen that quite yet. That is the really scary part. It can happen to anybody, but obviously the vulnerable people, it will happen easier to.
I have deep concern for first responders. I saw SWAT guys in full gear, firefighters. Really tough for them to stay hydrated, right?
Absolutely. So the two keys are getting the heat from your body out, and the equipment that they wear will interfere with that. It's there to protect them. It does the opposite of that. And then number two, hydration, as you point out on that. The very first signs of heat stress often center around your ability to maintain optimal hydration so that your blood flows appropriately and all the organs get what they need. That's why we say pay attention to that thirst, and more importantly, make sure you drink ahead of being thirsty. That is a really key issue. The longer you're out and the more you're doing out in that heat and humidity, the more you have to pay attention to it.
Dr. Don Yealy, UPMC's Chief Medical Officer. Hey, I get this text from my man Rob, and I thought about this yesterday. I saw a mailman.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I'm a healthy person. I'm a mailman. I went home yesterday, fell asleep at 7 p.m., didn't wake up till 6 a.m. this morning, struggling in this heat. Right, Don? Tough, right?
That's exactly right. And that's a classic example of how the cumulative effect of heat and, that kind of job outdoor, it really isn't just a momentary thing. Even when you remove yourself from it, if you've had a high load of either the temperature or activity in the temperature, maybe the combination of both, you won't feel right for a while. We talk about that cumulative effect over days that can make people not feel right and become more susceptible each day that it stays hotter.
And Don, you mentioned hydration, and I think sometimes people think, oh, when I'm thirsty, I'll drink. But how important is it to drink not just then, but even maybe the day before you're going to have to be outside?
Well, I think you're exactly right. So first and foremost, pay attention when you're thirsty and clearly do it then. But secondly, an ounce of prevention, no pun intended, goes a long way. So doing it before you've been exposed to the heat and the exertional activities makes a lot of sense. You might recognize we now do this in sports training now with people. We don't wait until they've begun to cross into dehydration. We say, get hydrated up first, number one, and number two, pay attention to that need. The days of learning how to tough it out in the heat, like in Alabama in 1960, the football team, that was a bad idea. We've learned people can die, including world-class athletes, if you don't pay attention to these simple opportunities.
Don Yealy, hey, Doc, here's the other thing. Pittsburghers are white, and I mean, we're never in the sun, and so what happens is, and I was out in the sun with my wife for 45 minutes Saturday. I got fried. This sun poisoning stuff is legit and real, is it not, sir? It can happen fast because we're never in the sun here.
Absolutely. So depending on your complexion and the exposure, even in a day that doesn't seem particularly bright, maybe overcast, you can develop what is essentially a skin burn. That can immediately be uncomfortable and risk even more dehydration because it's a burn, and burns make the water distribution in your body change. But secondly, every time you have a burn like that, your risk of skin cancer later on has gone up. So there is a short-term risk and a long-term, and it's why it makes sense. Cover up, don't stay exposed if you can, and use sunscreen. That alone isn't the only protection, but that's a big part of it.
Hey, Doc, what is heat stroke? What is it?
Heat stroke is the most severe form of essentially thermal threat, which is the external temperature combined with whatever you're creating internally is creating organ failure. And the organs we look at is your brain, your heart, your kidneys, your lungs. So it is people with a very high body temperature, often above 104, who either cannot communicate or are comatose, having difficulty breathing. When we draw tests, their kidneys may be failing, their lungs may be failing. That's the most extreme. When that happens, we have some very time-sensitive and intensive interventions that have to happen. Luckily, although that's the extreme form, we don't see it as commonly. If you keep an eye on your neighbors, particularly the elderly ones or those who don't have access to air conditioning, we can cut back the risk on that.
And for kids who are outside doing sports practices, I know you said things have changed since the 60s, but what do coaches, parents, and the athletes themselves need to be looking out for to stay safe?
First and foremost, as you already noted, Kristen, prehydration and then rehydrating at frequent intervals. Don't wait until someone feels bad or feels funny. Number two, scheduling in breaks where you can get out of the sun and away from the physical activity rather than continuous periods of time. And then three, being aware of all of those signals, knowing which one of the people participating might have other conditions that would contribute to it. There's a lot of different illnesses that people carry for a long time that could contribute to this, even in the young.
Things like asthma, that kind of thing?
Asthma, sickle cell disease or trait, we don't often think about that, can be a triggering phenomenon. Some children might even have what we call metabolic problems that would make their ability to handle heat load different.
Thanks, Doc. You're my man.
Thank you both, and thanks for bringing this to people's firm mind.
Yeah, everybody makes jokes about it until they're fried.
Oh, it's serious.
Yeah, it's serious, man.
It is serious. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Doc. You're the man.
Take care.
These people on social, yeah, well, it's summertime. Quit complaining. Shut up. Shut up. Get under your bed. Get in your underwear in your mom's basement and type away. You're not hot because you're in mom's basement. It's cool in the basement. You have no shirt on. You're in your underwear. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellie, what's up?
Marty, we have an accident to report in Findlay Township at Industry Drive and Industry Lane. And checking the PennDOT cameras, headed outbound on the Parkway East. You're getting in line around before the Birmingham Bridge area, and slowdowns continue past Edgewood Swissvale through the Squirrel Hill tunnels. Over on the Parkway West inbound, it is slow and steady. You're making your way down Parkway Center Drive to the Fort Pitt Bridge. On the Parkway West outbound near the I-79 Pittsburgh interchange, that has heavy congestion as you approach the construction zone, and it is slow but steady as you near Campbell's Run Road. Over on the Parkway North outbound and inbound, it's moving well. No issues right now, but those HOV lanes are closed through July, and routes 28 and 65 are also clear, and there is survey and drilling work requiring lane restrictions weekdays till 3 p.m. in Bethel Park and South Park Township on Stoltz Road at the intersection with Sleepy Hollow Road. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellie Popovich on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
I have been using NASCO roofing for 10 years, 15 years. Why? Jerry Nasseri, the owner, is an amazing man. He has amazing folks working. They have amazing expertise. Their pricing is the best I've ever seen. They got 40 years at this, man. Guaranteed service. Guaranteed warranty. Unbelievable company. NASCO Roofing. 412-373-2000. NASCO. 412-373-2000.
Want to live a happier, healthier, pain-free life? Tune to Pittsburgh Works this Saturday morning at 7. Jessica Festa of the Opulux Wellness Center will feature all the services offered, including PRP, regenerative medicine, and massage therapy. Listen and heal this Saturday morning at 7.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Get Marty, brought to you by UPMC, life-changing medicine.
Information when it happens from the Middle East. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The haters get all, hey, it's summertime. You're just a jag-off talking about this heat. Fine. Get back to the bar. And remember to put sunscreen on when you're drunk sitting on the sidewalk outside. Come on, man. At the end of the day, what I care about are the people that are vulnerable. And that's the issue here.
There are a lot of people here who don't have air conditioning because, for a lot of years, it didn't really get that hot. But the last few years, it's been really hot.
And a lot of people can't pay their bills. And a lot of folks are living alone.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of folks are vulnerable. And so let's kind of think about them.
Yeah.
I do complain about the cooling stations because no one uses them. They just don't.
I mean, it makes sense that a city has to offer a place for people to get cool. Maybe there's a better way to get people there, like you said, if that's the problem is they need somewhere to get cool, but they can't find it. I mean, I think people here, luckily, a lot of people have family, but there are going to be those people who don't have family around here who still need someone to check on them and offer them a cool place to go. I worry about kids in hot cars because, that, unfortunately, we hear too often of someone accidentally leaving a child in a car, forgetting, and, it just gets so hot so fast right now.
Two times I covered those stories. Both times, men who weren't used to taking their kids to work.
Mm-hmm.
In a case here, guy owned a beauty salon.
Mm-hmm.
Took his little girl in his minivan. Normally didn't. Parked the van in front of the beauty salon. Went into the beauty salon, forgot she was in there. The van ran out of gas and shut down. She died.
Yeah.
Texas, Dallas. Guy normally didn't take his daughter to work. Wife says, I'm too busy, you take her today. He goes into the garage, parks the car, gets out of the car, forgets, baby dies.
Yeah. Our minds just get in these habits and you get in the habit of getting out of your car and going to work and not realizing. I mean, luckily a lot of cars now, newer cars do have alert systems.
Mine does.
But they're not perfect and older cars don't have them.
Mine makes a noise and says, check the back seat.
Yeah. Well, and I know some people suggest even if you have that, take your shoe, literally take off one shoe and put it in the back so that when you have to get out of your car, you will not forget.
I want to grab our guy, Paul Anthony, one of the best dog trainers in the world. Put him on hold. Here we go. My brother, how are you?
My man, how are you, buddy?
Hey, my man, what are the really dumb decisions that folks make regarding their pets when it's this hot? And what do they need to make sure they do?
Well, number one, very, very short walks. We're talking about 5-10 minutes at the most. And try to walk in shaded areas, more on concrete than blacktop, even though the concrete is hot also. They have to provide it, with enough water and a fan. If they have a fan, even inside, even if it's after you get done walking, put a fan on your dog. There should not be any dogs in cars right now at this time. I don't care if Fido likes to take a ride in a car. Keep them out of your car. I mean, it's brutal out here. Dogs die quickly in cars.
Hey, how long can a dog stay outside? You know, people like to send them outside. How long, man?
Well, I believe the state of Pennsylvania has a law on that, and when it gets above a certain degree, just like if it gets below a certain degree, they have to bring their dogs in.
Right.
And if you have your dogs outside, even in the you should think about bringing them in, because if there's shade out there, they're still panting. They're overheating. Their internal organs are getting overheated. So heat stroke, it could come within a half hour.
Wow. Hey, Patrick mentioned this. He saw his dog step on the concrete and yelped. That?
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Yes. Here's what I tell everybody. If you're going to take your dog for a walk today, you do it barefoot too.
Whoa.
Yeah, and when your feet get hot and you have to get on the grass or you go inside, your dog needs to go inside.
Okay, the law, you can't have the dog in these temperatures above 90 for more than 30 minutes. That's the law.
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely.
Hey, not to get morbid, but have you seen dogs that died from heat, sir?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I have, and it's a brutal, brutal death. I mean, it's something that you don't want to see. I've seen dogs before they've died of heat stroke. I came across a person in a parking lot one time, and I tried to help them out. And, we ran and got bags of ice before they brought it to the hospital, and the dog didn't make it because they kept it in the car.
Oh, no.
Even though the windows are down, you know how hot it is even with the windows down, and dogs can't take the temperatures the way they are, today.
Dog trainer Paul Anthony, are the bigger dogs more vulnerable, the bigger, huskier dogs?
Actually, the shorter snouted dogs are, because, that's like the French bulldogs, the mastiffs, the Rottweilers, they are very susceptible at this time for that.
Why?
Very susceptible.
Why?
Because the nose is shorter and they can't cool the air as they bring it in. Also, for the longer coated dogs, and my wife, who owns a grooming salon, won't even do this. People bring their dogs in to get shaved, like a German Shepherd. Do not do that either.
Oh.
Because the hair insulates the dog also from the sun.
No idea.
So, you don't want to do that and shave your dog. No way, because it's bad for their skin. It's bad for them, because then they have no protection, and they can get sunburned if you shave your dog.
Paul Anthony, world's greatest dog trainer. Thanks, brother. You're always telling me the truth. Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
Man, important stuff.
Zero Res wants to help you clean your home or business. Big summer savings with 3 rooms cleaned starting at $129 and $75 off your air duct cleaning. Visit ZeroResPGH.com and ask for this Zero Res special.
From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-2523.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-2523. That's 800-575-2523.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 86 degrees at 10:30. I'm David Colorado. The Pittsburgh Public School Board is expected to vote tonight to schedule hearings about proposed building closures. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has more.
More than 24 concerned community members and parents held a protest ahead of a Pittsburgh Public Schools hearing Monday. School Board President Gene Walker tells Larry Richard what happens next if the vote is passed.
We will set up hearings for each building so that folks can come out and kind of make their voices heard on each building that we anticipate will close.
The most recent proposal announced last month would close down 9 schools and reconfigure others. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
President Trump is in the Netherlands for a NATO summit. He is set to meet Ukraine's Vladimir Zelensky to discuss support for the Ukraine and its war against Russia. CBS's Remy Inocencio reports now from London.
Zelensky, we expect again asking for support in weapons and in loans. Of course, an open question on whether or what he might get for that. NATO Secretary General, however, saying that the bloc is still supporting Ukraine. He pointed out that European allies and Canada are sending $35 billion in aid to Ukraine this year.
And a new survey finds that a lot of people spend a lot of time using their phones on the toilet. CBS News correspondent Michael Wallace flushes it out.
The bathroom supplies company QS Supplies surveyed 500 Americans and found they spend an average of 49 hours a year using their phone on the throne. 2/3 are scrolling through social media. 40% are watching videos. Others are texting or emailing, reading the news, playing games, shopping online, or even talking on the phone. 2% admitted they answer video calls while on the toilet. Doctors warn your phone can get covered in germs in the bathroom and lead to a cold, flu, or stomach illnesses. Sitting on the toilet that long can also cause hemorrhoids. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 81 points, but the Nasdaq is 98 points higher. The S&P 500 is also up just a little more than 9 points. KDK Radio News Time, 10:31. Our next update's at 11. I'm David Colorado on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio, KDKA.
Get ready for July 4th with early savings at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 40% off select major appliances and get an additional 10% off 2 or more select major appliances. Plus, get 3 Stay Green or premium 2 cubic foot mulch bags for just $10. These deals are coming in hot. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 6/25. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Every success you've had began with a great opportunity. Now there's another one. Last aid year, University of Maryland Global Campus awarded over $21 million in scholarships to qualified students, including community college students, service members, veterans, and working adults. Now is the time to move your career forward with an online and accredited skills-based education. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
The weather is heating up, and so are the great savings at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. Save with your Coons Reward Card. All natural pork baby back ribs, $2.99 a pound. Whole seedless watermelons, $3.99 each. And selected varieties of Budget Saver Pops, 12 to 18 count packages, $2.99 each. Additional savings in our meat department. All natural fresh chicken thighs or drumsticks, $1.29 a pound. And frozen, ready-to-grill swordfish steaks, 8-ounce average, $4.79 each. In our produce department, fresh southern sweet corn, $3.99 a dozen, and sweet Northwest cherries are $1.99 a pound. In our deli department, heat and serve Coons Ham Barbecue, $4.99 a pound, and old-time oven-roasted turkey breast is $8.99 a pound. And this week, selected varieties of Kraft barbecue sauce, 17.5 to 18-ounce bottles, 99 cents each.
So get into Coons Market for these hot savings now. Coons Market, your neighborhood grocer. Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. The big 4th of July sale continues at Levin. Check out these amazing deals from my man, Robert Levin, and his team. Start by taking 25% off store-wide. Save even more on doorbusters. Sofas as low as $3.99. Lazy Boy recliners now $3.95. Plus, 5-year special financing on qualifying purchases of $24.99 or more with no money down. Get the guaranteed lowest prices on American-made Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and Purple mattresses. Buy now. 4th of July sale.
Lunch was great. Lawrenceville is such a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's creoninfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. Ellie, what's up?
Marty, the Parkway East outbound, you're getting in line just after the bend at Bates, continuing to the tunnel past Edgewood Swissville due to that construction zone that's closing one lane until 2 o'clock this afternoon. Over on the Parkway West inbound, it's steady making your way down the middle of Green Tree Road to the Fort Pitt Bridge. Outbound shows a slowdown near Campbell's Run Road and the I-79 split at the Pittsburgh interchange. No issues right now on the Parkway North, although those HOV lanes are closed in both directions through July. And on routes 28, 51, and 65, they're all moving well. And on Halton Road and Penn Hills, we had a closure of a portion of the Halton Road between Iowa Street and Morath Lane. And around-the-clock closure will remain in place through late June as crews conduct slide repair work and shoulder reconstruction. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellie Popovich on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Times of sun and clouds the rest of today. It'll be hot and sticky. Watch out for a thunderstorm or two during the afternoon and evening hours that can produce downpours and damaging winds. Our high in the low 90s. Partly cloudy, warm and muggy overnight, low 72. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
John Perry is one of the finest lawyers in America, and he's a good friend. And at Perry Calder, they have their own doctors to investigate cases. They're so good at these medical mal cases that insurance companies are afraid of them. And I am not exaggerating. They've had some of the biggest settlements in Pennsylvania. Perry Calder, man, they got the experience. Man, they got the track record. And man, they got the win record. 412-281-4200. 412-281-4200. Perry Calder, the best.
If you're turning 65 this year, review your Medicare Part C options now. You need to know the difference between Advantage plans versus supplement plans. Contact locally owned and operated Need Part C today for a free consultation. That's Need Part C. Beat the annual enrollment rush. NeedPartC.com.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at KennyRoss.com.
Man, it's tough on the AC units. Duh. What happens is they shut down, and then you call a service guy. And I wanted to get my boy on, one of the best in the business, Big Dave.
How you doing,
Dave,
Marty?
what's up, brother?
Good morning, Marty.
10x, your normal calls, right? 10 times, right?
Oh, definitely. I know I have 4 assigned to me right now, and that goes for every other tech that's in our company, and there's 30 technicians out there, and we still had 20 calls this morning that needed to be assigned at 7 o'clock this morning.
So what is it, Mother? What's going on? What's the breakdown? What do people need?
Well, the typical problems this time of year is with the extreme heat. A lot of the things like the capacitors, which regulate the voltage going to start your compressor and your motors, they go bad because of the high heat. But we're also running into stuff. The one I just did here a few minutes ago was all the tree pollen, because this time of year the trees release all their pollen, and they get sucked into the outdoor into the coil for the outdoor, and it just clogs up that coil and creates a real high head pressure, which can shut down your compressor just because the pressures get too high.
Hey man, I saw you sent me a picture of a roof unit blocked with ice. What's going on there with the ice? What happens there?
Yeah, that just low refrigerant. You get a leak. In your refrigerant, and then the unit freezes up. Sometimes it's also caused by dirty filters or a loose belt or a broken belt. So it's it can be a lot of things, but those are things that we're seeing.
What can I do to prevent? What can I do, brother, to keep from calling you? Best things to do.
Best things to do. Make sure your filters are changed. If you see that your outdoor unit is loaded up with pollen outside and it's dirty, shut the unit off. Take a hose and gently rinse off all the pollen. And then turn it back on again. Those are kind of the basic things. And just make sure you get your units maintenance early in the year so that you don't run into these problems later on.
My man, what is a typical service call cost right now?
Typically it's usually about, for someone to come out and diagnose it starts, around $125. And then it's, $120 an hour, depending on how long it takes.
And are there units that just completely implode, have to be replaced?
Oh, yeah. Well, the problem is a lot of people still have their units that have the old refrigerant, the R22 refrigerant. Well, that refrigerant's gone. And the EPA has now replaced so the R22 was replaced by 410A, which was supposed to be a more eco-friendly refrigerant. Well, the EPA's decided it wasn't friendly enough, so now they've come out with another new refrigerant. So now you can't, they're making it hard to get any of those refrigerants anymore. You can't buy the R410A units anymore. So now if your unit goes bad, you're talking about replacing your entire system.
My man, the old houses,
$10,000.
The old houses, are they much harder because they suck the cool out of the place because they're not insulated as well?
Oh yeah, if your house is not insulated, if your windows are old, you don't have a lot of insulation in your attic, that all attributes to how hot your house is. It also, a lot of your older houses don't have really good returns. Some of them don't have returns on the second floor, so the second floor is always much hotter than the first floor. So a lot of it's design problem in the older houses.
All right, my man. Stay busy, brother. Thanks, brother.
All right. Have a good day.
We checked our filters. They were dirty as hell and replaced them. I had no idea they had that much impact, but they do. Along the same lines, I want to play this. Listen to this sound from yesterday when we had some shutdowns in power. Listen to this.
Hey, firm, I just want to advise you guys. I just spoke to Duke and Light. They said they have a huge outage in 3-6 and the Mount Oliver area. They said they have over 1,000 people without power right now, and a lot of lights are going to be out, no restoration time. If I get calls, do you guys just want me to close it out?
And there you have it. And that's what happens. My man, Scanner Mike Fisher, you were out for a while, weren't you, sir?
I was out for like 5 minutes thinking, oh, crap. But luckily it did come back on, at least for me. And while the dispatcher was correct, over 1,000, it ended up being 5,500.
Oh. Over what period of time, brother?
Service was restored. I was monitoring last night over a period of a couple hours. There's still maybe a few hundred people out, but the crews are going at it right now, so more power to them, pun intended.
From The fact that you're so good at listening and you know so much of this, what is it, man? Overload?
It's overload, Marty. Everyone's getting air conditioner. Heck, I even helped a friend of mine put an air conditioner in her apartment yesterday for the first time ever.
And so it overloads the system and it shuts down?
Yeah, just like the previous caller said, the capacitors, bad run systems, all that stuff takes away at your energy efficiency. So what do you do with more efficiency? You throw more power at it, and then eventually just gets overloaded. Boom, then off it goes.
I mean, in
also
Duquesne Light's defense, this is a very unusual weather event. Yeah?
Yeah, it's warm. It gets warm in Pittsburgh for a week or two, and we decide that we just want to ride it out and just fix it up versus having the architecture to go through it. Sure. And that's just the choice that was made.
Hey, what do you keep your thermostat at in your house?
Oh, 72.
72. Same. Hey, if you hear any other brownouts, let me know, my man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fascinating. Thanks, brother. It's amazing, actually. It's not quite what they see in L.A. or Texas sometimes because of massive heat issues. What happens is, because I lived in both places, they're kind of more used to this. So they're kind of sort of more prepared. However, they've had system meltdowns and shutdowns in Texas. I was there. But in Texas, in Dallas, where I lived for 10 years, it's 100 degrees for 4 months. Here, it won't hit 100 degrees once. But it's still dangerous, and we still have power issues. And Duquesne Light has as many people at it as they can. They are so busy, they did not have time to come on the air with us today. Seriously. Not picking on them, but just telling you the truth. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellie, what's up out there?
Marty, we have a vehicle fire in Moon Township at Thornwood Road near Coventry Log Cabin. Over on the Parkway East outbound, that is slowing as traffic is staffing about Swineburne Street and continuing past Edgewood Swissville due to having only one lane available until 2 o'clock this afternoon. The Parkway West outbound shows slowing, making your way down Green Street Hill, and then again at Campbell's Run Road, heading out towards Pittsburgh International. No issues on 28 or the Parkway North, but those HOV lanes are closed in both directions due to construction. And there is a single lane closure on outbound Parkway East between the Monroeville Business Route 22 exit and the Penn Hills Road I Road on-ramp until 3 o'clock today as crews conduct guide rail installation work. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellie Popovich on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
Wondering why your meds cost so much, even with insurance? Or maybe your pharmacy shut down, and now you don't know where to go. I'm Kyle from Blueberry Pharmacy. We do things differently. No insurance needed, no surprises. Just the real cost of your medication, plus a small, transparent dispensing fee. It's called Cost Plus Pricing, and it's how pharmacy should work. Anyone can use us with or without insurance. We ship across Pennsylvania, Ohio, West Virginia, and Florida. Call 412-612-2279 or visit blueberrypharmacy.com. Blueberry Pharmacy, Pittsburgh's only 5-star pharmacy.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code CODE to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code CODE for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code CODE for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
Tune in to 1020 KDKA Radio for Medical Frontiers with Dr. Gerald Pfeiffer from the Allegheny Health Network every Monday from 7 to 8 p.m. Dr. Pfeiffer and his special guests will cover the information that you want to know about your health and the latest trends in medicine.
When it's happening, News Radio KDKA is telling you about it.
A White House official said the president was exceptionally firm and direct in a call with the Israeli Prime Minister from Air Force One about resuming the ceasefire. and the conversation probably resembled Mr. Trump's final comment to reporters.
We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what they're doing. Do you understand that?
The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
As the old saying goes, size matters.
At Morgan & Morgan, we have over 1,000 lawyers and nearly 6,000 people on staff.
But at the core, this is and always has been a family business.
Our family watching out for your family.
Call us or email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even on a Saturday or a Sunday.
And if you ever have a problem, call our mom.
Morgan & Morgan.
For the people and your family.
Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. You want a new physical therapy experience? You want a treatment plan centered on you? Monroeville Physical, spelled F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L, is spelled different, because they are different. Monroeville Physical has new technology and an expert staff to give you a personalized experience to get you back to loving your life. Monroeville Physical, spelled F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L, 412-457-8200. They help me dramatically love physical. Check it out.
Here's your Jill on Money question of the day.
Jeff from Boston asks, I was recently introduced to a direct indexing strategy to reduce my annual capital gains hit. The annual fees are 4%. What are your thoughts on this type of strategy versus index ETFs? Jeff, unless you have some low basis stock with massive gains, and I mean massive, then I'm not the hugest fan of this strategy. A 4% fee, it's a real number, especially when you can get an ETF index fund for almost nothing. Also, the whole process is pretty complicated. Good luck.
Have a question? Go to JillOnMoney.com.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Christine's sitting here. You do this, and I had no idea that the filters in it. And I know this sounds trite, but most people don't check them. You checked our filters because someone told us to. They were nasty.
Yeah, I mean, you're supposed to be changing them every 3 months. I finally started, I think, setting a reminder on my phone because it's hard to remember. It's in the corner of the basement. You're not thinking about it. So, to find a way. And then I also learned to write the date on when you changed it on the actual filter because that's the other thing. I can't remember, especially the older I get, I can't remember things when I last changed it. So, yeah, the most air conditioner and heaters, you're supposed to change it every couple months.
And ours was nasty. And that does cut back on the efficiency of what we were told.
Absolutely.
Hey, guy sent me this text, and I'm wondering, I don't know if we're on this. You probably are. A guy went to Duquesne Light. You sign up, and it saves you time. They sent him a text confirming the outage on his street and that they're investigating. And that they'll... Do you have that?
Yes.
You
do? Yeah, during the last outage, when we lost power for almost a week, I was getting updates on my phone from Duquesne Light.
Is that helpful?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't real specific. It was, still very general. But sometimes at one point it does get more specific, saying, okay, yes, we know you're out, or we will be working in your area, or we expect it to be on in the next X number of hours.
Well, I did not know 5,500 people were out yesterday.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I had them scheduled for this morning. Really cool guy. And he canceled. There's something going on right now.
Well,
Maybe
and
they're trying to manage this.
Is that because of a power surge, because of so many people probably over capacity, too many people using so much air and energy?
And the other thing I wanted to mention was what Patrick had mentioned. You brought your dog out, and what happened? Because this is interesting and dangerous.
Yeah, I took one of my small dogs out yesterday, let him out in the backyard like you normally do, and I didn't think anything of it until I saw him standing in a corner kind of cowering a little bit. He put his little paw down on the decking and yelped and, made a weird movement. I watched him again. He did it a second time, and it took a second for it to hit me. The decking was extremely hot. I put my hand down on it, and I'm like, oh, my gosh, I can't believe that. So I made sure the dogs all came in and, told my kid, don't let them out when the sun's overhead like this, when it's full sun in the backyard, because it's, he could get a little burn on his paws.
For sure. Yeah. I mean,
Patrick Duquesne like to send out a warning?
Yes. In fact, it's about weather this afternoon. So on their outage map, this pops up if you go to it right now. The National Weather Service is forecasting thunderstorms and damaging winds between 2 and 7 today. It says our crews are prepared to safely respond to outages as quickly as possible. And they also, on their map, they've noted all the cooling centers that are open if anyone needs to visit those.
You don't leave. Rosie's never out. You take her for little walks. That's it.
Right, but I didn't really think as much until Paul Anthony just said about making sure they don't go on long walks. I mean, I had kind of thought about it because she's got long fur, so I'm thinking, she's probably getting hot even though it's early in the morning. But that's really good advice because, they can overheat.
Did you hear what he said about shaving them? See, I would have lost that bet.
I missed that part.
Don't do it.
Oh.
Because their fur kind of sort of helps insulate them, in essence. I did not know that.
Okay.
Why we love them.
Yeah.
And one more thing. My boy Dave, our HVAC guru, some filters are good for 90 days but should be checked monthly.
Wow.
What did they tell you, honey? I don't pay attention, which is stupid of me, but especially with pets in the house. Why is that?
Well, yeah, if you probably the hair, and if you have any kids with allergies or asthma, that kind of thing, I'm guessing you should also be changing them more frequently. And to be honest, they're not that expensive. Like of all the things you do, a $5 or $10 filter is probably going to save you a lot more on your energy bill and keep your air cleaner.
All right. I don't think people get all hacked off. Marty's talking about hot weather like it never gets hot. Go away. Shoe flight. As I said at 9 o'clock, and I'll say again at 11 o'clock in noon, you're in your mom's basement. You have no job. You're in your underwear. You have no shirt on. You aren't hot. You have no concerns. But for folks that have concerns, that are elderly, that can't pay their bill, that have heart issues, breathing issues, AC issues, or pet issues, we care about them. You're in your basement sending me hate-filled text messages with one finger because you lost the other one in a drunk driving accident. I get that, and I completely empathize with you. But weather is critical. We're expecting some possible severe weather this afternoon. Could be more damage, could be more power out. And it's our job to inform people and help them when we can. So we will continue to do that, sir, even though you're in your mom's basement in your underwear.
Honored to win the Marconi Award as the best news talk station in the country. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
So Carlos from Greater Pitt Tree Service is one of my boys and one of my good friends. And as we get through this insanity of that massive storm that brought down over 100,000 trees, call a guy you can trust. Carlos with Greater Pitt Tree Service. Call a guy who does the right thing every time. Carlos with Greater Pitt Tree Service. Call a guy that cares. He'll explain the insurance issues, explain the cost, the equipment they use, how long it's going to take, and he'll be there on time. 412-884-TREE, 412-884-TREE. Greater Pitt Tree Service, the best.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Hey, it's Matt, your leaf filter trusted pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by visiting leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water. And it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty. So you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Visit Leaf Filter today for a free inspection and estimate, and you could save up to 30%. Visit leaffilter.com/deal. That's leaffilter.com/deal.
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 87 degrees at 11 o'clock. I'm David Colorado. 911 dispatch in Beaver County confirms 4 people were taken to hospitals after an incident in Rochester. It happened around 8 a.m. at a church on the 300 block of Adams Street. Dispatch tells KDKA that an electrocution of some sort occurred. The conditions of the injured are unknown, as are other details. Severe weather is possible in the area today. National Weather Service meteorologist Mike Kennedy says any thunderstorms could include flooding, downpours, and damaging wind gusts.
It looks like scattered mid to later afternoon and the early evening, and they'll be isolated to scattered in nature.
An extreme heat warning is in effect through 5 p.m. Meantime, Duquesne Lights says the severe possible weather could lead to more power outages as well. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has that story.
The utility company says the combination of strong winds and extreme heat could impact the grid and damage equipment, which could result in service disruptions. The company is increasing staffing in order to safely respond to any outages as quickly as possible. Because of potentially hazardous conditions, some response times may be delayed. Duquesne Light is encouraging the public to take simple steps to stay safe and be prepared, including ensure that cell phones and other necessary electronics are fully charged. Keep supplies such as flashlights and a battery-powered radio in an emergency preparedness kit, and sign up for outage notifications through your Duquesne Light account to stay informed. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
The president is commenting about what you've been hearing.
CBS News special report. At the NATO summit at The Hague, President Trump again insisted the U.S. airstrikes obliterated Iran's nuclear facilities.
Iran will not have nuclear. Well, we blew it up. It's blown up. To kingdom come, and so I don't feel very strongly about it. If we got a document, wouldn't be bad. We're going to meet with them, actually.
Trump says those talks will be held next week. He expects the ceasefire to hold.
They fought, the war's done, and, I could get a statement that they're not going to go nuclear. We're probably going to ask for that.
The 32 NATO allies agreed to invest 5% of their GDP on defense spending by 2035. President Trump calls that a monumental win for the U.S. He says the U.S. was carrying much more than its fair share.
I think we had a great victory here, but this is an ongoing project. This is the safety of Europe, the safety of the world.
Spain says it can't meet that 5% target. Trump warned he'll make Spain pay through trade. CBS News special report. I'm Michael Wallace.
On Wall Street at this hour, the Dow is down 64 points. The NASDAQ is higher, though. It's up 84 points, and the S&P 500 is up 8 points. KDKA Sports, the Bucks and Brewers can pick up a series win with a victory today. The Paul Skeens will be starting for the Bucks. That game is right here on KDKA Radio starting at 1:15. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick. For your home's windows, siding, doors, and bath, trust P. Time 11:03. If you're over 65 and still on your employer's health insurance, it's time to call One Health Benefits at 724-799-8873 to learn more about the best Medicare plan to fit your needs. Right now, it's sunny and 86 degrees in Pittsburgh. AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
Summer storms can spell disaster for your roof and more. At Home Genius Exteriors, we stop the damage before it starts. Call now during our summer savings event and get 50% off materials for your new roof. Plus, no interest and no payments till 2026. Call Home Genius Exteriors at 855-U-R-GENIUS to schedule your free roof and attic inspection. That's 855, the letter U, the letter R, Genius. Home Genius Exteriors, the genius choice in roofing. See website for details.
Hey, folks, you ready for a Coit clean summer? It's Marty. My friends at Coit are ready, and right now you can save 35% on all Coit services. Carpets, rugs, wood and tile floors, drapes, upholstery, outdoor porch and patio furniture, and more. Get everything amazingly Coit clean for the summer. Call Coit now to save 35%. 1-800-FOR-COIT. 1-800-FOR-COIT to get a free estimate on your home or business. They clean my house. Coit, Pittsburgh's premier cleaning service.
Folds of Honor has been meeting sacrifice with hope since 2019 in Western Pennsylvania. It's their honor to empower people through education and the opportunities it creates. 41% of Folds of Honor scholarships are awarded to minorities, making the recipient families as diverse as the country we call home. Folds of Honor has earned the Gold Star Platinum Seal as well as a 4 out of 4 stars ranking on Charity Navigator. You can become a Folds of Honor wingman today at westernpa.foldsofhonor.org. Please donate today. Spitzer Toyota of Monroeville is a proud supporter of Folds of Honor.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered. Hear that? Powered. Powered by Bowser. Ellie, what's up?
Marty, the Parkway East outbound side shows delays at about Oakland as you make your way outbound to that right lane closure at the Squirrel Hill Tunnel till 2 o'clock this afternoon. Over on the Parkway West outbound, you have minor slowdowns as you near the Pittsburgh Interchange and Campbell's Run Road to Pittsburgh International Airport. And we have utility work on Route 48 northbound between Weigel's Hill Road and Pierce Road. So there is a lane restriction. Also, road work on Route 22 eastbound between the Golden Mile Highway and Old William Penn Highway. So there'll be a lane restriction until 1 o'clock today. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellie Popovich on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
It'll be hot and humid for the rest of today with a mix of sun and clouds. Watch out for a thunderstorm or two during the afternoon and evening hours that can produce damaging winds and flooding downpours, the high in the low 90s. Partly cloudy and muggy overnight, though just 72. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and almost 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. And if you think this is just a cosmetic problem, think again. Varicose or spider veins, if left untreated, can lead to swollen or discolored legs, cramping, the inability to stand or walk, neuropathy, even worse, blood clots, which can travel to other parts of your body. But here's the good news. Advanced Medical Vein Treatment Centers offers plans that treat and cure the condition, not just cover up. Grab your phone, take down this number, and call 800-587-1248. That's 800-587-1248. When you call, you'll get free information on how you can live your life to the fullest again. Walk, exercise, sleep well. Your vein problems will not go away on their own, and in time can lead to major health issues. Call Advanced Medical Vein today for free information on fast and easy solutions that are covered by most insurance plans, Medicare included. Call 800-587-1248. That's 800-587-1248 today.
With Amazon Business, smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
The 50,000-watt voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Well, I don't know what to say about this. Last week I went downtown and saw folks on zombie drugs, folks ODing, folks drunk, folks committing crimes. We saw prostitutes, we saw guys urinating downtown. And we found Brian Clay. Brian has been arrested close to 230 times. He admits that he's a drunk, has a drug problem, mental illness issues, and he's been arrested. And I went down and talked to him. He's actually a very kind young man. He's troubled. He wants help. And every single time he gets arrested, he gets no friggin' help. I ain't blaming him. I'm blaming the DA. I'm blaming Zappala and his people. I'm blaming the judges. I am. I'm blaming this alleged mental health system. They're liars and cheats and phonies. If you can't help a guy that's been arrested 230 times, you're a jagoff, and you should be fired. I'm serious. This guy needs to be in jail, state jail, for a couple years to get rehab or a mental facility. Listen to this one. So, we see him out in the streets. He was actually cool with us. I talked to him for 20 minutes. It's on tape. About 50,000 people watched it and counting. He was drunk. He was not combative. He was kind. Told me he's an idiot. He really did. Said he's an alcoholic. Said he has a problem. Jokingly said that he was going to get rehab after Juneteenth and didn't. Just got drunker. My friends on the streets picked him up at least 5 times in the last week. And then, what night is this? 2 nights ago. Right? 21st. 4 nights ago. They immediately knew him. They made contact 4 or 5 times. Officer had to deal with Mr. Clegg today for alcohol-related issues. This cop who wrote this said, I had to deal with Mr. Clegg 3 times today. He was actively drinking an alcoholic beverage on the sidewalk. He was causing issues inside a store. They removed him from a business. Clay drinking in public. Clay was asked to leave downtown and didn't. He threw a bottle at someone and he's back in jail. It's shameful. It's embarrassing. And it's despicable. And I say, is this as good as it gets? He's been arrested 221 times now. Mad Max has followed his journey as much as I have. Max, this is shameful and despicable and vile, is it not, sir?
It is. It is, Marty. I mean, you and I both knew where this was going to end up when we saw him out on the street last week. And it's very unfortunate, as you said, that we can't help this guy, but, you know, he's just one person, and he's an example of what's out there. There's a lot of these, you know, Brian Clays out there, and you're telling me, like you said last week, we can't help 100 people off of the street and put them in some type of treatment program where they're not a danger to the people out on the street or themselves. It really is despicable that with all the resources that we have and all these agencies out there that claim to be helping these people, that they're allowed to just sit out there and rot on the street until they get high, and then they become a problem and a nuisance to the businesses and the citizens that live and work downtown.
Well, Mad Max is part of the fabric of downtown, and one of the people that really gives a damn. You actually sat with him like I did. You know he needs help, and he really is not a bad guy, honestly.
No, like I said last week, he is a little bit of a gentle soul when he's not on alcohol or drugs.
Yep.
He's your everyday, you know, he could be your uncle.
Yep.
You know, had a nice conversation with him. He talked a lot about religion and church, and, you know, he grew up in that, but he fell away from it.
He did.
You know, if I could shift gears for a second, I want to share a personal experience.
Hold on, no, I got to stand this for a minute here. Now, they keep recommending him for mental health court, Max, and he never gets mental health treatment. They need to get their crap together, do they not, sir?
Absolutely. That's 100%.
Right?
And I don't know who needs to be in that room. Like you said, you get all these people together and you know, if this doesn't change, you got 30 days. And if this doesn't improve, you're fired.
Right.
like you said, you could probably get a third grader in there that might be able to do a better job than some of these people that are in these positions. It's ridiculous.
And then when he gets killed,
it's inexcusable.
and then when he gets killed or kills someone, then we're all going to say, "Wow, we should have got him treatment."
Sure, absolutely.
Hey, Max,
Just
you
like
had a
that
very personal face-to-face experience with the dark drug world this city is engulfed in right now.
Right. So Saturday afternoon, after I was done at the range, my son asked if I could take him to his favorite boba tea place in Southside. So we get our drinks, we come back to the car, and as we're getting inside the car, I noticed this girl crossing the street and kind of beelining towards my car. It just had an unsettled feeling about her. So I get in the driver's side, he gets in the back, and then she continues towards my car and then comes up on the side of it. So I lock the doors. She tries the passenger door handle and tries to get in my car with my son in the back seat.
Wow.
And then she's just standing there staring at me through the window. And then I crack it a little bit. I'm like, what do you want? She goes, excuse me, sir, could you take me to the nearest bus stop?
Wow.
I'm like, no, I can't. I'm sorry. Not with my kid in the back. She, do you have any money? No, I don't have any money. I don't have any cash. Go away.
This is where we're at.
Yeah, but had I not been paying attention, if my face was buried in my phone or I wasn't paying attention, she very well could have tried my door handle and got in my car when I wasn't paying attention and caught me off guard. So I can't stress enough the importance of having your wits about you when you're about and not being distracted by your phone, especially in some of these unsavory areas like
well,
the
it's
South
sad.
Side.
You have to be on the friggin' defensive with your hand on your gun when you're trying to get your kids some iced tea, for God's sakes. Come on, Max.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Yep, you got it. Bye.
Sickening. From a source, Southside is an absolute disaster. This is from a cop. We've requested help from boroughs 3 weeks in a row, and it's only getting worse. In years past, we would hold the PM shift to help out, but there isn't anyone to hold anymore. Officers will be taking their vacations. We're at the breaking point. I know officers who have been on 30 years and have never heard of requesting help from local boroughs. Is this as good as it gets? Apparently so. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser. Ellie, what's up?
Marty, the outbound Parkway East is slowing after the Hot Meadow Bridge area, and you are staying in that bumper-to-bumper traffic through the Squirrel Hill Tunnel and then past Edgewood-Swissville with the construction and right lane closures. Looking at the PennDOT cameras on the outbound Parkway West, that has slowdowns as you near Green Tree Road and then again at the Pittsburgh interchange, as well as Campbell's Run Road headed to Pittsburgh International Airport. And on West Liberty Avenue northbound, we have utility work between Key Avenue and Edge Hill. Also, look for the lane restrictions until 5 o'clock today. And survey and drilling work requiring lane restrictions are happening until 3 p.m. in Bethel Park and South Park Townships on Stoltz Road at the intersection with Sleepy Hollow Road. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellie Popovich on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
Another checkup? Why are so many people getting new puppies?
Dr. Kim's veterinary office is littered with cuteness.
We are booked solid for weeks, but who can say no to a puppy, right? Oh, good boy. Oh,
She needs to find extra vet techs to get those pups some extra love.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, candidates can find it easier, so you can hire easier. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Americans spend $66 billion on weight loss products and services each year. And you know what? Right here in our hometown, Pittsburgh's very own board-certified and licensed hypnotherapist Dan Bitchoff has helped thousands of people do just that. Lose weight, keep it off. In fact, he's been helping people take back control of their lives for more than 20 years here in Pittsburgh. at the PA Hypnosis Center. You have an opportunity to do the same. Are you battling anxiety? So many people are. He can help you with that. If you want to quit smoking, Dan Bitchoff is the call you should make at the PA Hypnosis Center today. Schedule your pre-consultation at 724-934-8446, 724-934-8446. Dan can help you reach your goal with a 98% success guarantee. 724-934-8446. Call now.
I have been using NASCO Roofing for 10 years, 15 years. Why? Jerry Nasseri, the owner, is an amazing man. He has amazing folks working. They have amazing expertise. Their pricing is the best I've ever seen. They got 40 years at this, man. Guaranteed service, guaranteed warranty. Unbelievable company, NASCO Roofing. 412-373-2000. NASCO, 412-373-2000.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/fax or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Get Marty brought to you by Perry Calder Law. When it matters most, contact Perry Calder Law.
Every day, every hour, every minute. Continuous updates on the crisis in the Middle East. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The Bryant Clay thing is extraordinary. I mean, he's the most arrested man in Allegheny County. History. Has the all-time record. Sorry. Swallowing peanut butter. I have judges sending me his arrest profile. And he's in mental health court. They still don't get him treatment. I blame the DA's office and Zappala's people. I do. I don't know. Is Zappala still the DA? Has he ever? Has anyone seen him in a? I don't know. And I'm told that they're aware that we go after this story because we want this resolved. Huh. It ain't about me, man. It's about Brian Clay and all of us. Excuse me, peanut butter caught in my throat. It's about Brian Clay and all of us. 230 friggin' arrests. This time he threw a bottle at someone. And I'm telling you, man, the cops downtown are cool with him. They snagged him at least 7 other times before they finally threw him in jail again because he threw a bottle at someone. Because the reason why they don't want to arrest him again is because they know what happens. He just ends up back on the street. What I can't understand is how these adults in the DA's office who have jobs don't look at the paperwork and say, we're kind of screwing this up. This guy has been all over television and radio now. He makes us look like idiots. Let's put him in treatment. Let's send him to prison for 2 years in the state system so that he has to have rehab. I asked him, my man, you want rehab? Yeah, I guess. Not right now, though. It's time to stop. I mean, I blame... Why the hell do you have this guy in the mental health court system if he's not in mental health treatment? Huh? Don't you want to be in the office when his paperwork comes through every time? Hey, boss, same guy. Yeah, kick him out. Let him go beat someone's ass downtown again. Brian, go ahead.
Hey, Marty, retired law enforcement. Hey, I agree. We had a guy, obviously mentally distraught, was barred from going places because he used to spit on people. Yeah. And one Saturday, I had to go pick him up from the store because he was down there. He wasn't allowed to be there. He wasn't bothering anybody, but he was trespassing. I took him back. I called mental health. I said, hey, man, this dude needs to be institutionalized. He doesn't need incarcerated. He needs help.
Nice.
And the mental health people told me it's not a crime to be mentally insane and to arrest him. I couldn't get him help, Marty. And the same guy, he was threatening the president. The Secret Service called us to go out with them. They were afraid to deal with him. They walked in. They said, oh, yeah, he's not a threat. But they left. But nobody is treating him.
Right.
And as far as he's still out there. I took a guy off of 28. I thought he had a domestic. I thought he was going to go jump off the Buffalo Bridge. Wow. I took him to Western Psych. They said he had issues. He was off his meds. But the defendants or the defenders of the people who were representing the guy who was going to jump off the Buffalo Bridge criticized me and said I never should have even taken him there.
Come on.
So what do we do, Marty?
I don't know.
Our law enforcement folks are broken. And the DA's office, it could be partially their fault, but the judges are the ones that can compel people to have to do things.
No, it's true.
Not necessarily the DA.
They both have their thumbs. I know for a fact they both have their thumbs in this one.
I agree with you, Marty, but, it's heartbreaking because people need to be institutionalized and not incarcerated. Yeah. One last thing.
But think about Brian, the thing about this guy, 2 years in the state prison. Clean him up, man. They have rehabs in state prison.
They do. I worked in the jail before I went to law enforcement. I worked at an SCI. Yeah. But one last thing, Marty. I don't know if you remember Beatty in Plumville. He went home and killed his 2 little girls.
I do.
But he was at the hospital, and he told them he was homicidal and suicidal, and they let him walk out of there. And now we have 2 girls that are dead, broken families, devastated communities, first responders that are traumatized, and it's because our system is broke.
Yeah, and let me tell you what's going to happen, my man. This guy is either going to hurt someone badly or he's going to get killed on the street. And then what?
Well, and unfortunately, Marty, here's the other part of it. Not that I'm a big person for litigation, but you can't even go after the judges or the DAs because they all have immunity because, we can make decisions and do what we want to do, but this guy needs help, and the community needs protected from him, obviously, and nobody wants to do their job. But how do you hold them accountable? Because you can't vote for the mental health people. And the DA and the judges, no judges ever lose. Think about it, Marty. It's a retention vote.
True.
So you get a retention vote. What, 1 or 2 judges after they passed that midnight pay raise lost their job?
Yep.
But that's it. So the game it's broken. And the people that are playing it, they have no accountability, no responsibility. And I applaud you for bringing this to light, man. But I hope this young man gets some help, and I hope that it happens before somebody gets seriously hurt. But God bless the people that are dealing with these folks.
Cops.
Mental health.
Thanks, man. I got to go. Ran out of time. I love you. One of my favorite callers. Cops grabbed him 5 times in one day. He's going to hurt someone, or they're going to hurt him. Bad.
Hi, this is Father Tom Burke of the Diocese of Pittsburgh. Join me for Catholic Education Plus as we honor a special program called the Honor League. Catholic Education Plus airs this Sunday morning at 6:30 and is sponsored by Sam and Judy Spanos in the Diocese of Pittsburgh.
Zero Res wants to help you clean your home or business. Big summer savings with 3 rooms cleaned starting at $129 and $75 off your air duct cleaning. Visit ZeroResPGH.com and ask for this Zero Res special.
The weather is heating up and so are the savings at Coons Market.
Pork baby back ribs, $2.99 a pound. Full seedless watermelon, $3.99 each. And Budget Saver Pops, 12 to 18 count package, $2.99 each. Come see us at Coons.
I'm with Joe Potocznik, JP Roofing and Siding. Congratulations, Joe. Triple Crown winner from Owens Corning.
Yes, Larry. We are proud to announce that we are recognized for service excellence, product excellence, and MVP based on marketing leadership and customer service.
Call Joe and his team. You'll get the best of the best. Get a free estimate for roof and siding replacements. Call the roofing replacement experts at JP Roofing and Siding, 412-829-7711. Congrats, Joe.
Thank you, Larry.
Most goals have a clear course, like planning a trip. But when it comes to losing 40 or 50 pounds, that's a different story, except with Awaken 180. A clear course to fast, proven weight loss with free support for life. Awaken180weightloss.com.
From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 87 degrees at 11:30. I'm David Colorado. Crews remain on the scene of an apparent electrocution in Rochester, Beaver County. Duquesne Light confirms it does have several crews on the scene. Beaver County Dispatch tells us the people were heard around 8 this morning at a church on the 300 block of Adams Street. NATO members have committed to raising their contributions to the alliance from 2% of GDP to 5%. Spain and Belgium say they can't hit that target, and some other countries say they will struggle to do that. President Donald Trump held a news conference before leaving The Hague. He was asked by CBS's Ed O'Keefe why he's so confident that the war between Israel and Iran is over.
And I don't see that happening either. Now, if it does, we're always there. It won't be me. It'll be somebody else. But we're there. We'll have to do something about it.
A Shippensburg man is facing a host of charges after being indicted this week by a federal grand jury for allegedly making threats online targeting former Vice President Kamala Harris last year. Stephen Hartford is accused of posting comments on TikTok videos last summer that said he was going to assassinate Harris if she became the Democratic nominee. The case was investigated by the U.S. Secret Service. The Pittsburgh Public School Board is expected to vote tonight to confirm scheduled hearings about proposed building closures. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has more on that.
More than 24 concerned community members and parents held a protest ahead of a Pittsburgh Public Schools hearing Monday. School Board President Gene Walker tells Larry Richard what happens next if the vote is passed.
We will set up hearings for each building so that folks can come out and kind of make their voices heard on each building that we anticipate will close.
The most recent proposal announced last month would close down 9 schools and reconfigure others. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
On Wall Street at this hour, a mixed market. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 93 points, but the Nasdaq is having a good day, as is the S&P 500. The Nasdaq is up 64 points, the S&P 500 up about 1.5 points. KDK Radio News Time 11:31. Our next update is at noon. I'm David Colorado on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDKA.
The Pittsburgh Speaker Series presented by University of Pittsburgh announces its 25-26 season at Heinz Hall. 7 events will broaden your perspective and deepen your understanding of the world around you. Featuring Dr. Anthony Fauci, Malcolm Gladwell, historian Doris Kearns Goodwin, former Russian political prisoner Vladimir Kara-Murza, and geopolitical economist Pippa Malmgren. The series is sponsored by News Radio KDKA and the Spanos Group of Raymond James. Tickets on sale now at pittsburghspeakers.org.
Lunch was great. Lawrenceville is such a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREON info.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. The big 4th of July sale continues at Levin. Check out these amazing deals from my man, Robert Levin, and his team. Start by taking 25% off store-wide. Save even more on doorbusters. Sofas as low as $399. Lazy Boy recliners now $395. Plus, 5-year special financing on qualifying purchases of $24.99 or more with no money down. Get the guaranteed lowest prices on American-made Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and Purple mattresses. Buy now, 4th of July sale. UPMC, they say life-saving, life-changing medicine. And I've been an example of that. I would not be alive today if it was not for UPMC. And my sister Barb is an amazing example. She's 2 years into her battle with pancreatic cancer. Doctors in Cleveland said she had 6 months to live. I'm not exaggerating. Look, none of this is perfect, and it's a painful process and very difficult. However, you get the greatest care from the greatest people. All they want is for you to live. UPMC, life-saving, life-changing medicine.
Summer storms can spell disaster for your roof and more. At Home Genius Exteriors, we stop the damage before it starts. Call now during our summer savings event and get 50% off materials for your new roof. Plus, no interest and no payments till 2026. Call Home Genius Exteriors at 855-UR-GENIUS to schedule your free roof and attic inspection. That's 855, the letter U, the letter R, Genius. Home Genius Exteriors, the genius choice in roofing. See website for details.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellie, what's up?
Marty, we have an accident on West 8th Avenue and Glass Run Road in Homestead. Any emergency crews are on the scene. Looking at the PennDOT cameras on the Parkway East outbound, you're getting in line around the Hot Meadow Bridge and stay bumper to bumper through the tunnel and then out past Edgewood Swissville due to construction in that right lane closure till 2 o'clock today. And there is a single lane closure on the outbound Parkway East between the Monroeville Business Route 22 exit and the Penn Hills Road I Road on ramp until 2 o'clock today as crews conduct guide rail installation work. And a heads up that we will have drilling operations on I-79 in Franklin Park and Marshall Townships this evening, weather permitting. Lane restrictions will occur in both directions between the I-279 split and the Pennsylvania Turnpike from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. through early July. Restrictions will not occur in both directions simultaneously. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellie Popovich on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
An extreme heat warning still through 5 this afternoon. Times of sun and cloud, hot and humid, with a thunderstorm or two around during the afternoon and evening hours, any of which can produce flooding, downpours, and damaging wind gusts. Are high in the low 90s. Partly cloudy and muggy overnight, low 72. For AccuWeather, I'm Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
I got a couple things I got to get to, but I got to get to this video out of Clairton that I posted on social media. I call them the one percenters. The morons, the hooligans, the idiots, the felons. So it's hot as hell. All the local pools are full to the brim. Fine. Clairton, a couple days ago, massive fight at the pool. These idiots beating the crap out of each other. And now the pool's closed. Seriously, closed. Teenagers. And now, this is what happens in America now. Because every American sees that and says, that's what they do. And all the idiots see that and say, Marty, you're a racist. I'm a racist for posting a video of idiots beating the crap out of each other, resulting in the pool is now closed and no one can enjoy it. No one can enjoy the pool. Yeah, I'm the bad guy here. Guy posts, we've had problems at the pool in the past, such as shootings. But largely, incidents like this are rare at our pool, but it still sucks. Think about your pool. Have you ever had a shooting? Do people beat the hell out of each other? I'm not quite clear on what happened to America and our culture, that we have lost control of a vast segment of our culture. Somewhere along the way, we lost our way. Somewhere along the way. And so now in Clairton, we have a lot of kids who are hot as hell today. And a lot of families that are hot as hell today. And a lot of punks who are what? Laughing. Because this guy kicked this guy's ass and it's gone viral. Okay, good for you. We're all so damn proud. There is no acceptance of responsibility anymore. What I would have done, take the punks, arrest them. Arrest them. Take them to jail and leave them there. Open the pool for the 99% of the people in Clairton who are just good people and want to cool off. Instead, now everybody says, that's Clairton. Clairton sucks. That pool sucks. They're thugs. And because there are no repercussions for juveniles who steal guns and shoot people and steal cars and sell drugs, when you're just beating someone's ass at a pool, you're a flea on the elephant's behind. This is nothing. And you know that. These kids beating the hell out of these other kids at the pool, they didn't get arrested. Hell no. Everybody was laughing. In the Pittsburgh Public Schools, they actually schedule, I'm not exaggerating, ask the principal at Brashear why she takes away their phones. And we expose this. They schedule fights on their friggin' phones. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Then they meet in the hall and someone beats someone's ass on video. They post it, everybody laughs, it goes viral, and another blow to the rep of Brashear. The principal said to hell with you and to hell with that and took away all their damn phones. Today, the wonderful people of Clairton, and there are wonderful people in Clairton. There really are. Been there a lot. They ain't got no pool because these jagoffs thought it was funny to beat the hell out of each other and let it go viral at the pool when it's 95 degrees. Sickening. Go ahead, Dorian.
Marty, the answer to the question, what changed, what really did, the internet.
No. The decline of the American family. This happened long before cell phones, brother.
Well, that part I agree with you 100%. Stated that at this time to evolve so quickly.
Well, here's what happened, my man. They all think it's funny that their video went viral, even though they look like idiots, and even though they're beating someone up and committing a felony on video, they think that's funny. So to your point, yeah. Patrick, what's the site?
I really don't know what to do.
I don't either. And they don't have a pool today in Clairton. What's the site? North Star? What the hell is it?
World Star.
World Star. Literally, the kids look at the camera and yell World Star and beat the hell out of someone. That's the whole site. Is where we're at. So, sir, you're right. So where are we at now? You want to blame the, what? Government, the cops? Yeah, it's their fault. Yeah, sure it is. First, the family fell apart. Seriously. And when the family fell apart, then the neighborhood fell apart. And when the neighborhood fell apart, you just had kids literally roaming around, man. No compass, no rules, no regs, and a cell phone is their only tool. And they think it's funny to beat the hell out of their friend or foe at a pool. And it's just not where America needs to be. Several pools, wave pools, in this county, were closed in the last couple of years. You know why? You know why? These idiots, and I mean that in the nicest way, because they're such nice people, they crap in the pool. This is a fact. Teenage boys, they crap in the pool, think it's funny. And they shut down the wave pool several times last summer because they have to clean them, of all things. Shock the pool with chlorine. And when I was a kid, that never happened. My father would have changed my life. So would your father have. The family fell apart. The neighborhood fell apart. The rules went away. And now there are no rules. And now, because of it, Clairton has no pool today. And I feel for the people of Clairton because this is where we're at. I find no humor or pleasure in telling these stories, but it's the real world, man. And until we somehow grasp that these are our kids and we have to manage our kids, it's only going to get worse and worse. Welcome to PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellie, what's up?
Marty, our roadways look pretty good out there at this time of day, other than if you're traveling the Parkway West outbound, which is congested at Technology Drive, and you're staying in heavy traffic through the Squirrel Hill Tunnel and then past Edgewood Swissville with the construction lane closure until 2 o'clock this afternoon. Over on the Parkway West outbound, that shows a minor slowdown at Camelthorne Road and prior to the Pittsburgh interchange. And we have utility work on Route 48 northbound between Weigels Hill Road and Piers Road, so there's a lane restriction. Also, there is road work on Route 22 eastbound between the Golden Mile Highway and Old William Penn Highway, so there will be a lane restriction until 1 o'clock today. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellie Popovich on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
Hey, it's Matt, your leaf filter trusted pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by visiting leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water. And it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty. So you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Visit Leaf Filter today for a free inspection and estimate, and you could save up to 30%. Visit leaffilter.com/deal. That's leaffilter.com/deal.
Steel, walk behind, zero turn, and stand on mowers are built to get the job done. Shop online or at your local Steel dealer. Steel, let's go mow.
John Perry is one of the finest lawyers in America, and he's a good friend. And at Perry Calder, they have their own doctors to investigate cases. They're so good at these medical mal cases that insurance companies are afraid of them. And I am not exaggerating. They've had some of the biggest settlements in Pennsylvania. Perry Calder, man, they got the experience. Man, they got the track record. And man, they got the win record. 412-281-4200. 412-281-4200. Perry Calder, the best.
While you sleep, there are people you've never met who are working hard to make your morning. People who get up at ungodly hours to make sure you get the information you want while you sleep. People who dedicate their lives to make yours better while you sleep. These people come together during the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richard, 5:30 to 10 in the morning, to make sure you have the best news, traffic, and weather to start your day. Wake up to your friends. Weekday mornings on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Get ready for July 4th with early savings at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 40% off select major appliances and get an additional 10% off 2 or more select major appliances. Plus, get 3 Stay Green or premium 2 cubic foot mulch bags for just $10. These deals are coming in hot. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 6/25. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Every success you've had began with a great opportunity. Now there's another one. Last aid year, University of Maryland Global Campus awarded over $21 million in scholarships to qualified students, including community college students, service members, veterans, and working adults. Now is the time to move your career forward with an online and accredited skills-based education. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev. The success you've had in life matters. The late nights, the extra shifts, the moments you've stood up and said, I've got this. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we value your achievements because we're a school for real life. With UMGC, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and relevant life and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer scholarships, affordable tuition, and online and hybrid classes, all with the support you need from your first day to graduation day and beyond. As an accredited state university, we've been transforming lives for over 75 years. Choose from more than 135 undergraduate and graduate degrees and certificates, and get ready to succeed again. Get an affordable online skills-based education to move your career forward. UMGC offers no-cost digital materials in place of textbooks in most courses, low-cost tuition, and over $21 million in scholarship opportunities each aid year. Find out if you qualify at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
And now for a business news update from the Pittsburgh Business Times. I'm managing editor Mike Larson. Fast casual bowl eatery Roots Natural Kitchen has set an opening date for its first South Hills location. Roots will hold a grand opening on July 12th for its Scott Township location at 1644 Cochrane Road. The space previously housed a Brugger's Bagel, with the former circular Brugger's logo being converted into signage for Roots. Also, a real estate transaction for a major retail anchor space at Ross Park Mall may signal potential future changes in the works by its owner, Indianapolis-based Simon Property Group, the largest mall owner in the country. In early June, real estate records show that Simon affiliate Penn-Ross Joint Venture, through which the Indianapolis mall operator owns Ross Park Mall, bought into the ownership of the mall's longtime JCPenney store, joining into the ownership of Copper Property CTL Pass-Through Trust, an investment trust fund established 5 years ago to buy the property of 160 JCPenney department stores as the value department store chain worked through a Chapter 11 bankruptcy process. For more on these stories and other local business news, log on to pittsburghbusinesstimes.com. I'm Mike Larson.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Thank God they're not going to go after hookers anymore in Pittsburgh. What a relief. What's her name? The councilwoman? We've had her on. I mean, she's nice enough, but she's left of AOC. She makes AOC seem like Ronald Reagan. Oh. Barbara something. Oh. She's worried we're being too harsh with the hookers. Come on, man. Really? Of all the stuff going on in the burg. Like, she was sitting at home one night and said, I think we need to pass an ordinance, even though we have no authority to enforce it, which they don't. Let's make it a non-criminal offense to be a hooker in Pittsburgh. Good idea, Barb. Economic income. Bob Warwick. Thanks, Patrick. All right, Barb. Knock yourself out, sister. You're making a difference. Paving the streets? Nah. Growing the economy? No. Cleaning up downtown? No. Working on the school system? Nah, silly stuff. Drugs? No. Mental health treatment? Nah. Hookers? Yeah, we're going to make sure the hookers don't get arrested anymore. Well, there you go, Barb. Let's get you the Nobel Prize. Oh, man. Got to play this clip from this mass shooting. I say mass shooting in East Liberty a couple of nights ago. Listen.
RTCC shot spotters on 5.
RTCC.
410 North Highland Avenue for 10 rounds, and then 299 North St. Clair for 4 rounds on the basketball court.
Copy.
542, we have a gunshot victim. Send the medics.
Copy, give me information.
542, we got one here at the basketball court.
Copy.
After the shots, there was a male, appeared to be armed, wearing a black zip-up hoodie, white t-shirt underneath, black shorts, black shoes with white soles.
3551, there's a guy in the playground claiming he got shot. He's an older guy. Look like he's about 60, 70.
Copy.
The victim that I'm with has a gunshot wound to his upper right thigh. We got 2 arterial. We got 2 trying to get the blood.
Copy. You're confirming you're on South St. Clair, correct?
Copy. We're right outside the basketball court.
I'm right here.
All right, 582. Did anyone check that second location? Yes, you're aware of. 3523 by the basketball court. We have another victim. They need to be treated by medics.
Copy. Is that the same 151 called out with?
Affirmative. That's going to be the one with the abdomen and leg. I'm going to take over communication on this victim. 582. There should be units coming from Channel 1. Send them to the second location. Check that out while we deal with it.
That's received 82. I do have a priority call at the Sunoco North Negley. This vehicle is involved in the shooting. A female in the vehicle bleeding, not shot.
All right, direct those units coming in from other zones to there so we can clear someone from there to head there.
Received. Any incoming unit on the channel, head to the Sunoco, 127 North Negley Avenue. Vehicle involved in this shooting.
We think the Broad Street and the basketball court are the same call site.
That's how I have it in, is Broad Street is in relation to basketball courts. And another caller reporting female bleeding from her face.
Wow.
Not shot, possibly fell, advised to speak to EMS.
Can you try to do a callback?
All right, that's enough. We get it. It was mayhem. Multiple victims shot. At least 15 people involved and hurt. Olga George, who I know very well, and so does Patrick. Worked with us at Katie forever. Love her. Very intelligent, very assertive. But she went in, the Trib roasted her, quite frankly, and nailed it. Olga told the Trib that no one was overly injured in this mass shooting. No one. Okay. She also said there's no one in critical condition. Okay. She said this is not a city bordering on violence. I want to make that clear. Okay. Okay. Along those lines, I got to say, Olga, you got to listen to this.
Brigade building at 105 47th Street off of Plum Way. This is for a male walking around the parking lot trying to open car doors. Yeah, 28-year-old black male, no shirt on or shoes, just wearing his underpants. 3258.
Listen to this.
Be advised, this male just got into a postal truck. He's throwing mail into the roadway. He's now heading up to 47th Street. Last seen going to a back door at Blackberry Way. Also pulling on the handle of a BMW. Any additional units able to head up that direction? 384, we're on Butler Road there as well. This male was last seen heading over, climbing a fence to the Busy Beaver.
Wow.
Phased to 83 and 84. They're saying the male's now in a vehicle on a construction.
It's unbelievable. Mike Fisher, Scanner Mike. Mayhem, brother, wouldn't you say?
Marty, yeah, good morning. That's an interesting way to spend your morning.
My man he's out of control, right?
Well, he's in custody now, and he said that he was just dehydrated.
He did not.
That's why he did it.
He did not.
That's what he said. Hey.
He hijacked a mail truck and said he was dehydrated.
I know. I'm going to use that excuse for a lot of stuff, too, man. I think if it works.
Hey, you sent that unbelievably compelling video of the mass shooting in East Liberty. The mayor's spokesperson said No one was overly injured. Wow. Wow, Mike. How about that, brother?
Oh, yeah, only overly injured, shot in the stomach and the shoulder. I mean, yeah, it's flesh wound. It'll buff right out, right?
We have lost our minds. You are absolutely the best, brother. Thank you so much.
Hey, glad to be here. Thank you.
Olga George, love you, but you're full of crap on this one, sister.
The KDKA mobile news fleet is driven by Jim Shorkey Kia, North Huntington and Wexford. JimShorkeyKia.com.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-285-0395. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-285-0395. 800-285-0395. 800-285-0395.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 91 degrees at 12 noon. I'm David Colorado. 4 people were taken to the hospital after they were shocked while working on a roof project in Beaver County. According to information provided to KDKA TV from first responders on the scene, an 8-person roofing crew was on a job site when 4 of them were moving a ladder that touched power lines, causing all 4 to be shocked. They were taken to the hospital with injuries that have been categorized as serious. A Charleroi woman whose infant son was found entombed in the wall of her apartment 4 years ago has pleaded no contest to third-degree murder and child endangerment charges. The Observer reporter says 28-year-old Kylie Wilt likely faces 18 to 36 years in prison when she's sentenced. Investigators say Wilt and the child's father had originally claimed the baby died of sudden infant syndrome in February 2021. Police say the two had first put the baby's body in a plastic crate at the laundry room of their old apartment, and then after moving, placed the child in the crate inside a wall and then covered it with drywall. While the cause of death was never determined, the autopsy showed the child did have several broken ribs while he was alive. NATO members have committed to raise their contributions to the alliance from 2% of their GPT to 5%. Spain and Belgium say they can't hit that target. President Trump held a news conference before leaving The Hague, and he says he'll be meeting with Iran next week.
The only thing we'd be asking for is what we were asking for before about we want no nuclear, but we destroyed the nuclear. In other words, let's destroy.
The Pittsburgh Public School Board is expected to vote tonight to schedule the hearings needed to close several schools. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has more.
The most recent proposal announced last month would close down 9 schools and reconfigure others. School Board President Gene Walker tells Larry Richard tonight's vote is not final. It's the next step in moving the plan forward.
This is the next step in the process. So the state requires that we vote to open up a public comment period that lasts no less than 3 months from the end of when folks comment on the closures.
Tonight's meeting is being streamed online at 6:30 on the Pittsburgh Public Schools YouTube channel. Tamira Rush News Radio, KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 75 points. The Nasdaq is 54 points higher. The S&P 500 up 2.5 points. KDKA Sports, the Bucks can pick up a series win with a victory today over the Brewers. Paul Skeens will start for the Bucks. That game right here on KDKA at 1:15. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick. Need a new roof or just want to repair a small leak? Trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time 12:03. Time to learn how the Inflation Reduction Act impacts your Medicare plan. Get help selecting the best option by calling One Health Benefits, 724-799-8873. It's 91 and sunny in Pittsburgh. The AccuWeather forecast is next.
So Carlos from Greater Pitt Tree Service is one of my boys and one of my good friends. And as we get through this insanity of that massive storm that brought down over 100,000 trees, call a guy you can trust. Carlos with Greater Pitt Tree Service. Call a guy who does the right thing every time. Carlos with Greater Pitt Tree Service. Call a guy that cares. He'll explain the insurance issues, explain the cost, the equipment they use, how long it's going to take, and he'll be there on time. 412-884-TREE, 412-884-TREE. Greater Pitt Tree Service, the best.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
An extreme heat warning still through 5 this afternoon. Times of sun and cloud, hot and humid, with a thunderstorm or two around during the afternoon and evening hours, any of which can produce flooding downpours and damaging wind gusts. Are high in the low 90s, partly cloudy and muggy overnight, low 72. For AccuWeather, I'm Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hear about it, then talk about it. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
All right, a lot going on. I got Ron Layton on hold, something very important, but there's breaking news in a couple areas. Number one, regarding that call that just went down. Let me get to my notes here. So I love about this show. We get information as the show evolves. This coming in from my sources at Duquesne Light. Man, this is tough. Four men, workers working on a roof of a church in Rochester. They're trying to put a ladder up onto the roof of the church to fix it when it touched one of our 23 kV power lines. That is 23,000 volts. The K stands for kilo, which is the prefix for 1,000. 23,000 kilovolts. Level is high and typically used in medium voltage electrical systems, distribution lines. that carry electricity to substations. So, 4 men fixing a roof on a church, put the ladder up, touched one of the 23,000 kV power lines. Electrical contact occurred. All 4 men taken to hospitals. Duquesne Light is investigating and working with local authorities. We do not know their conditions at this time. 23,000 volts. Damn. One more thing. And we're pulling this as I read this stuff. Cops are redballing it to 429 Forbes Avenue. Someone called and said they found an arm, ARM, right now. Man. Meantime, I got a text from a source this morning. A lot going on, as I just said. I was told to pay attention to the Iranian illegals that have been arrested in the past several days. A significant number arrested in this area. Had to grab to the smartest man I know, insane background in security, cybersecurity, you name it, worked under 4 presidents in the Secret Service. Ron Layton, good morning, brother. How are you? Good afternoon, Ron.
Marty, good afternoon. Thanks for having me back on KDKA.
All right, my man. So I get this. Pay attention to the Iranian illegals that have been arrested in the past several days. Put that in context for me. What's going on here, sir?
So I think what's going on is it is good. It is not an abundance of caution. I think it is good proactive police work against the backdrop of United States military actions overseas. ICE arrested 11 people over the weekend, rolled most of them up on Sunday. There are 2 notable arrests in the group as far as I can see. Number 1, Ribbar Karimi. He was an Iranian Army sniper. Incident to arrest, he was found with an Islamic Republican Army identification. Notable arrest number 2, Myron Makari Salahi, former member of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard with connections to Hezbollah. The reason that I think that these 2 specifically out of the group that are important, notable, is that so many times, Marty, when you and I have had conversations about these kinds of things that happen in the United States, I've said that I've always worried about the guys that were not the rando guys. The guys that you often refer to is that somebody's in the basement with their shirt off and a broke finger watching Billy and SpongeBob.
Right on.
It's not those guys. So these guys, if you look at their background, it means that they've got tradecraft. They've got weapons expertise. They know about surveillance. If a former sniper picks up a rifle or picks up a pistol, I've always had a lot of respect, particularly from my background in 7 years of special operations in the Secret Service. Somebody that's got real sniper skill, not somebody who's just casually trained, they can reach out and touch you from easily 400, 500 yards away.
Wow.
So the point is that we live in an open, porous, democratic society. We're vulnerable because we have permissive environments. So for ICE to roll these guys up, these guys have real tradecraft. They're dangerous, and I'm glad that ICE decided to take these guys off the street.
I get it, but why the hell, if they were out there and they were suspicious and possible danger to us, why not grab them a month ago? Why not do that then? Why wait till after we bomb the hell out of Iran?
So it's a good question. When we see a report in the news or an advisory or something like that, we don't always have all of the backdrop.
Sure.
Now, a lot of this is if someone is in all of these individuals were here illegally. So if you are here, whatever the phrase you want to use, illegal, undocumented, there is a legal basis to take you into custody. In the United States, it's probable cause. But ICE can take you into custody with the legal basis of you being here, and you just simply don't have that status. To answer your question, I would take you back to the Soleimani killing, January 3rd, 2020. That spurred 2 plots. Plot number 1 to kill Donald Trump, who was then a former president. plot number 2 to kill John Bolton. There were a number of times up to that run-up where they probably could have, should have taken them into custody, but they just weren't on the radar screen to the extent where they had a legal basis to do so. So a long way of saying, I don't know, but I know that we don't know everything.
I'm old enough to remember Vietnam, and when the fellas came back, they got spit on. And when they made the good guys the bad guys, when all the, right? When all the cops are sinners and all the heroes saints and all the sinners saints. I feel this because I watch all these videos and read all this content. We are now demonizing ICE agents across America. Are we not, sir?
So I think one of the things that's very different is that while it has been reported in the media, and it is true, if you remember, Barack Obama had a nickname. It was the Deporter-in-Chief.
I remember.
And if you look at his numbers, he actually deported more people, if you're keeping a running count, than Donald Trump has. But I think a lot of the things that were different was the manner in which it was done and the phraseology in which it was done. I applaud these 11 arrests against the backdrop of the United States.
No, you're right.
But the thing is, it's not. You know, I used to say this for guys that I worked with and guys that worked for me. It's not the action that you take; it's how you do it.
Nice.
And the problem is this: the administration kind of put themselves in a corner when they started to do a quota system of arrests.
True.
Quotas get you in trouble for across a wide spectrum of society. But when you say 3,000 a day, that's hard to do, because what ends up happening is, you can first of all, think about it against the backdrop of how many people are locked up in the United States. It's about 43,000 a day across the country. So now you want to take 3,000 and take those people into custody. You can't find 3,000 bad guys a day. And what they've said is that we're going to prioritize the worst criminals. Well, oftentimes the worst criminals are oftentimes the hardest to find. So what that means is that you end up having to take a lot of collaterals. In other words, I'm looking for one person.
Oh, yeah.
But one person may be in the vicinity of many others. So ICE has decided we're going to take you all. And now all of a sudden you get, a mother that is just here struggling, not doing anything other than basically trying to take care of her kids, has not really violated any law other than being here illegally. And she goes too. And that goes into that count towards 3,000. So that is the difficulty, and that's the difference between the approach from the two administrations, in my view.
And the rhetoric, my brother, becomes this, because I got texts from the far left. Here we go. Let's put all the Iranians in internment camps like we did with the Japanese. World War II. Here we go, Marty. Right? That's the vibe, Ron.
Well, it is the vibe, but I've got to tell you, there's a lot of information that we don't have. So hopefully the department and the Bureau and DOJ, you would have been up on intercepts, and you would have used – we've got a very, very powerful tool set to be able to intercept calls. And there was a lot of flack when we instituted the Patriot Act, those kinds of things. But if we are looking at sleeper cells in this country, then we have no other way of doing business other than being a little bit more aggressive, because we're not going to be able to take a attack against the United States. And again, it's not like this is unfounded. When Mr. Trump was at the G7 10 days ago, he was told, if you launch a nuclear attack against Iran, we will activate our sleeper cells. So what are we supposed to do?
I'm with you. I love the aggressive approach. Hell yeah. Ron Layton, spot on, brother, as always.
Marty, thank you so much. Thank you, and be well.
Amazing. Amazing.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
Another checkup? Why are so many people getting new puppies?
Dr. Kim's veterinary office is littered with cuteness.
We are booked solid for weeks, but who can say no to a puppy, right? Oh, good boy. Oh,
she needs to find extra vet techs to get those pups some extra love.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, candidates can find it easier, so you can hire easier. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Big news. Newsmax just went public on the New York Stock Exchange. And millions like you are joining our news revolution. Newsmax is now the 4th highest rated news channel, just behind CNN. Reuters says we're one of the top news brands in America. 40 million Americans go to Newsmax for shows with Rob Schmidt, Greta Van Susteren, Rob Finnerty, and more. So download our free Newsmax app on your smartphone or TV and start watching. President Trump says Newsmax is truly terrific. Get the free Newsmax app and check out Newsmax shares on the stock exchange. Go to newsmaxinvest.com. That's newsmaxinvest.com. This is not an offer to buy or sell securities, nor shall there be any sale of securities in any jurisdiction in which such an offer would be unlawful.
Hey, folks, you ready for a Coit clean summer? It's Marty. My friends at Coit are ready, and right now you can save 35% on all Coit services. Carpets, rugs, wood and tile floors, drapes, upholstery, outdoor porch and patio furniture, and more.
From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Get Marty, brought to you by UPMC, life-changing medicine.
CBS Eye on Veterans from ConnectingVets.com. Inspired by the loss of a friend, Special Forces veteran Matt Bowman went from working at Facebook to co-founding the new app Autobiographer, which allows users to share and preserve their life stories by talking with an AI interviewer just like a friend.
I'm a godparent to Sean's kids. As I think about how am I going to unlock these hilarious stories, how am I going to get them down on paper? The app lets me do that, all the way from having the conversation with the biographer to securing it in my personal, what we call the memory vault, and then taking those memory vault items and asking my biographer to write them into beautiful stories. So Autobiographer is that.
Sponsored by Progressive. Progressive is here for all of life's needs, with protection for your home, auto, business, and more. From timely repairs to customizable coverages and payment options, we make it easy. See if you can save at Progressive.com.
Crisis in the Middle East. Immediate updates as they happen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
There you go. I love the aggressive action. I do. Police are on the scene of I'm stuttering because this is so hard to understand. Looks like a horrible accident or someone who was suicidal, but they found a. I'm kind of thrown back by this, so give me a second to gather myself here. I'm going to play a real short clip of this just so you kind of understand what's going on downtown, kind of sort of at Forbes and, what'd you say, Smithfield, in that area, downtown. Listen.
We have a call for the Allegheny Building, 429 Forbes Avenue, up Cherry Way. Caller's in the main lobby. Said he was walking down the steps in the building. He was going down to the gym. Says there's blood all over the walls, and he says that he saw a human arm in the stairwell.
That's enough. Cops are on the scene. I'm getting text that's a legitimate call. They don't know the exact circumstance. Either it was an accident or somebody jumped, but it's right there. What'd you say, Patrick?
So, Marty, you know where the Frick building is from Grant? It's directly next to it on Forbes there. So the next building off of Forbes, away from Grant, right next to the Frick building.
Across
from that parking lot where
cops on the scene say it's legitimate. There's different body parts. We don't know the circumstance. I'm sorry, I'm texting, trying to get to the bottom of this, but it's happening right now downtown. And it's horrible. Regarding the arrests of the arrest of the Iranians, God bless ICE. I admire and respect the hell out of them. They're even looking, and I know I'm bouncing all around here because there's a lot going on. Here's what I can't stand about what's happening to ICE agents. They're doing their job, and they're doing a hell of a job. And because of social media, I watch them all day. They get their asses kicked out there, man. Spit on. They get sworn at, punched, kicked. It's disgusting, actually. It's horrible what's happening, and it's not cool. And there's no way in the world that it's fair that this should happen to federal agents who are just doing their damn job. And I respect and admire the way they're carrying their job out, because none of this is easy. If the boss tells me to go to a Walmart or a Lowe's or a Home Depot and arrest guys in the parking lot, guess what I'm doing? I'm arresting guys in the parking lot. If the boss tells me to go and arrest Iranians with terror ties, guess what I'm doing? I'm arresting Iranians. And all the wailing and flailing in the street, I get all of it. Because everybody has a mother, everybody has a father, everybody has a wife, everybody has kids. And it's dramatic as hell. And it's tough to watch. But it's their damn job. And Ron corrected me. It's not out of an abundance of caution that they're doing this. And that's why I love Ron. He's the best in the world. No exaggeration. He's saying, hell no. These guys have ties. And these guys have serious training. And these guys have weapons. And let's get them. And get them off the damn street. And he's right. He's right. Meantime, the scenario downtown is ongoing. One more thing in terms of the lot happening right now. These 4 workers, they're trying to fix a roof on a church in Rochester. They're putting up a ladder, touched a 23,000-volt power line. My goodness. And from my sources, the Duquesne Light, pretty typical for residential neighborhoods. All 4 were taken to local hospitals. We do not know their conditions. It's evolving. And I did not see a roofing company guessing at this point some kind of volunteer scenario, but I will find out. I will find out. Regarding the situation downtown, trying to determine what happened there, some suggest a possible jumper, some suggest a possible someone pulling a stunt even. How about that? And if you watch social media enough, this is what we're seeing now. Idiots doing stunts off of very, very tall buildings and towers. And it's scary as hell and sometimes deadly.
After years of diving into the ups and downs of retirement planning, we've decided to change the name of our show, Expedition Retirement. Join us for Fire Your Financial Advisor, Saturday night at 8 on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest, We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Hey, folks, you ready for a Coit clean summer? It's Marty. My friends at Coit are ready, and right now you can save 35% on all Coit services. Carpets, rugs, wood and tile floors, drapes, upholstery, outdoor porch and patio furniture, and more. Get everything amazingly Coit clean for the summer. Call Coit now to save 35%. 1-800-FOR-COIT. 1-800-FOR-COIT to get a free estimate on your home or business. They clean my house. Coit, Pittsburgh's premier cleaning service.
Head to PNC Park on Sunday, June 29th for a family fun day when the Bucks take on the New York Mets at 1:35 p.m. Arrive early to PNC Park and enjoy the Family Fun Zone on Federal Street, presented by C&M Play Studio, with fun for the entire family. Plus, all kids 14 and under take home a replica Mitch Keller jersey, thanks to Sheets. And be sure to stay after the game for Kids Run the Bases, presented by Chicken of the Sea. Get your tickets now at pirates.com/familyfundays.
Summer storms can be tough. Is your roof ready? Call Home Genius Exteriors for a professional attic and roof inspection. Premium products, best-in-class warranty, genius results. Call 855-UR-GENIUS or visit homegeniusexteriors.com for a different experience in roofing.
From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Sunny and 89 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 12:30. I'm Paul Alexander. 4 people were taken to the hospital after they were shocked while working on a roof project at the Grace Evangelical Lutheran Church in Beaver County. Sergeant Don Shane was the first officer at the scene and tells KDKA TV.
There were 3 males down in cardiac arrest. Paramedics from Medic Rescue were working on them. 1 male had some burns and refused treatment, but officers and the medics and the fire department, emergency services worked on the victims for a while, and they were all transported to Heritage Valley Beaver.
The investigation is ongoing. The Pittsburgh Public School Board is expected to vote tonight to schedule hearings about proposed building closures. This Radio KDK's Tamira Rush has more.
More than 24 concerned community members and parents held a protest ahead of a Pittsburgh Public Schools hearing Monday. School Board President Gene Walker tells Larry Richard what happens next if the vote is passed.
We will set up hearings for each building so that folks can come out and kind of make their voices heard on each building that we anticipate will close.
The most recent proposal announced last month would close down 9 schools and reconfigure others. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
With or without the extreme heat, there are always fire concerns. Pittsburgh Fire Chief Darrell Jones says typically you shouldn't have to worry about a spontaneous combustion in a heated atmosphere like the attic. He says high humidity and constant rain will probably prevent a wildland fire from occurring. But he says that you do need to be extremely cautious when you're grilling outdoors.
Make sure your grill is away from combustibles like the siding on your house or anything like that. Another thing is just recreational fires. People will sit out in their yard so long as they have a chimney or a specific area designed to hold that type of fire. They should be okay.
And again, always keep the grill away from combustibles like your privacy fence. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 81 points, the NASDAQ up 41. The S&P 500 is up a point. KDK Radio News Time is 12:32. Our next update at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander, and the voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
Kimberly Allen here with Corrigan Moving Systems. Corrigan Moving has been family-owned and operated since 1929, specializing in local and long-distance moves. We also offer packing, storage, and much more. Corrigan is ready to provide you a stress-free and simple relocation. For a free quote, go to CorriganMoving.com or give us a call at 724-237-4578.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. The big 4th of July sale continues at Levin. Check out these amazing deals from my man, Robert Levin, and his team. Start by taking 25% off store-wide. Save even more on doorbusters. Sofas as low as $3.99. Lazy Boy recliners now $3.95. Plus, 5-year special financing on qualifying purchases of $24.99 or more with no money down. Get the guaranteed lowest prices on American-made Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and Purple mattresses. Buy now. 4th of July sale.
Lunch was great. Lawrenceville is such a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
So, Oakmont Bakery. They're great. You go in there, you get all the stuff you want. It's all fantastic. What you don't think of is their website, their page that has several thousand options. Custom cakes for parties, for graduations, for weddings. Folks, it's all handmade, bespoke, custom made to your specifics. And folks, they have decorators that are artists. It's beautiful stuff. Oakmont Bakery, where everything's delicious.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Times of sun and clouds the rest of today. It'll be hot and sticky. Watch out for a thunderstorm or two during the afternoon and evening hours that can produce downpours and damaging winds. Our high in the low 90s. Partly cloudy, warm and muggy overnight, low 72. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
If you're turning 65 this year, review your Medicare Part C options now. You need to know the difference between Advantage plans versus supplement plans. Contact locally owned and operated Need Part C today for a free consultation. That's Need Part C. Beat the annual enrollment rush. NeedPartC.com.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at KennyRoss.com.
Play this clip. Trump. Ryan in the media. Please. I love this. Check this out, folks. He loves us. Listen.
This was an unbelievable hit by genius pilots and genius people in the military, and they're not being given credit for it because we have scum that's in this group, and not all of you are. You have some great reporters, but you have scum. CNN is scum. MSDNC is scum. The New York Times is scum. They're bad people. They're sick. And what they've done is they're trying to make this unbelievable victory into something less. Now, even they admit that it was hit very hard, okay? But it wasn't hit hard. It was hit brutally.
I love this. Play it again, please. Play it again, Sam.
This was an unbelievable hit by genius pilots and genius people in the military, and they're not being given credit for it because we have scum that's in this group, and not all of you are. You have some great reporters, but you have scum. Yeah. CNN is scum. MSDNC is scum. The New York Times is scum. They're bad people. They're sick.
Bad.
And
sick.
What they've done is they're trying to make this unbelievable victory into something less. Now, even they admit that it was hit very hard, okay? But it wasn't hit hard. It was hit brutally.
Yeah, brutally, Mr. President. Scum! Here's the thing. I find him to be mildly entertaining, and I've been at this a while, as you know. And I ride both sides of the fence. I have friends that are liberal. I have friends that are conservative. I'm an independent. I love them all. Why he's mad, I'm going to tell you why he's mad, is that a source leaked information about damage to a couple reporters. I have spent my career, during this show. During this show this morning, I've got texts from 12 different sources. I just have. I've made an entire career out of it. They're the greatest people on earth, and they show tremendous courage at trying to tell the truth. Why he's mad is that one intelligence agency's assessment of the damage was that it wasn't enough to destroy their nuclear industry in Iran. It only put them out of business for 3 to 6 months. It did not diminish. What's irritating about Trump there is no one at any point diminished the value of the assets of the pilots. That's just stupid. But he's smart. He plays it that way. He makes it us against them. The media sucks. They're ruining these courageous, genius pilots. That's ignorant. I've never heard a reporter ever say a damn thing negative about any of the pilots. Come on. I rave about them. One of my boys, one of my closest friends, my cousin Rick, is an insanely badass pilot and was a combat veteran pilot. Right there down on the ground, low to the ground pilot, not at 40,000 feet like the B-2. So this notion that it's rough. What Trump is irritated about, and they always do, by the way, throughout my career, I've literally had cops call me and tell me they were called into an office and told to give the chief their cell phone so they could look for my phone number. I have been called before grand juries to try to reveal sources. I have had sources who had to move. They're the most courageous people I've ever known because they want truth to power. And that's really it. Nothing more. And all those reporters did was report the information of an assessment of one intelligence agency, and when I'm told there are 14. And so that's where we're at. But I found Trump's characterization of the media to be mildly entertaining. To be factual, I find a lot of reporters to be obnoxious. And I find a lot of the reporters on CNN to be insanely biased to the point of I can't watch them. Fox is just as bad, if not worse. You kind of sort of have to play all your cards. I bounce around from everyone. I watch them all. What Trump does that's actually brilliant is what he did with MSNBC. Did you hear that? MSDNC, get it? MSDNC, get it? Get it? Democratic National Committee. They've all kind of sold out. And what they're doing is they're preaching to their base. And I find it to be ignorant and kind of lazy and kind of a myopic view of the world. CNN, what CNN does is what's ignorant. They get 10 far lefties, like obsessed far left progressives who you want to poke their eyes out. And then they put that one guy who's actually really good. What's his name, Patrick? He's really good. He's a conservative. CNN has this one guy who's really talented, and he sits there and fights them. And, what's his name?
Scott Jennings.
Scott Jennings. He's actually really good at his job. And that's CNN's thing. They put this poor guy in every show, then they beat him up and they move on. Fox does the same thing in reverse. They put 18 conservatives and one puny little chubby liberal and they pick on him. And the rest of them is they've lost their way. I watch it all, quite frankly. Play that one. I love this sound from Trump. Then I got to grab your call, Chuck. I love this sound. I laughed so hard when I heard this. Listen.
This was an unbelievable hit by genius pilots and genius people in the military, and they're not being given credit for it because we have scum that's in this group, and not all of you are. You have some great reporters, but you have scum. CNN is scum. MSDNC is scum. The New York Times is scum. They're bad people. They're sick. And what they've done is they're trying to make this unbelievable victory into something less. Now, even they admit that it was hit very hard, okay? But it wasn't hit hard. It was hit brutally.
To be honest, I quit reading New York Times because of what he said. They have lost their way. What happens is they get so far left, you know, okay, I don't believe this. It's kind of sad what's happened. You don't know what you're reading, if it's true or not. And I have to kind of check 7 different sources and fact check from CNN, NBC, New York Times. As you probably know because you listen, I use the Wall Street Journal every single day. I trust them. But it's hard. And Trump's mad, and I get why. He hates the leak. They all do. Good, Chuck.
Hey, Marty, how are you?
Good, man.
Well, you know, it's kind of ironic. He's calling everyone scum. This is a guy who was having sex while his wife was home with a 5-month-old.
All right. Send me your novel. We'll sell it on eBay. You don't like Trump, I get it. I'm not going to re-narrate his thorny past. I'm just not. A lot of people don't like Trump. That's fine. But that silliness has nothing to do with this conversation. The Trump haters are the Trump haters. The Trump lovers are the Trump lovers. They dig in and they spit and they moan and they whine and Trump's a felon and all that. Fine. But to this particular point, Trump, there is nothing. Hey, I sat in the mayor's office and they're screaming at my boss to fire me right there. I mean, screaming at the top of their lungs. Based on a story that I broke from a source. And it's just the way it works. I've been in front of grand juries for the same reason. I live this life. And I'm proud to say that I have amazing, amazing, amazing sources. And I would die for them. And I love them. Because you know what they do? They believe in one mantra, truth to power. And so your stuff about Trump and his sleazy past, okay, it's redundant, sir. We get it. You don't like them. This is about the media and sources and leaks, and that's where we're at.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
I have been using NASCO roofing for 10 years, 15 years. Why? Jerry Nasseri, the owner, is an amazing man. He has amazing folks working. They have amazing expertise. Their pricing is the best I've ever seen. They got 40 years at this, man. Guaranteed service, guaranteed warranty. Unbelievable company, NASCO Roofing. 412-373-2000. NASCO, 412-373-2000.
Want to live a happier, healthier, pain-free life? Tune to Pittsburgh Works this Saturday morning at 7. Jessica Festa of the Opulux Wellness Center will feature all the services offered, including PRP, regenerative medicine, and massage therapy. Listen and heal this Saturday morning at 7.
Hearing the news every day is one thing. Hearing it hit home is something altogether different. That's the difference you hear every day on KDKA Radio. We go beyond the benign headlines and bring the news to life, your life. So stay here and hear the news and what a difference it makes. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Hey, it's Matt, your leaf filter trusted pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by visiting leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water. And it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty. So you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Visit Leaf Filter today for a free inspection and estimate, and you could save up to 30%. Visit leaffilter.com/deal. That's leaffilter.com/deal.
Get ready for July 4th with early savings at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 40% off select major appliances and get an additional 10% off 2 or more select major appliances. Plus, get 3 Stay Green or premium 2 cubic foot mulch bags for just $10. These deals are coming in hot. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 6/25. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Every success you've had began with a great opportunity. Now there's another one. Last aid year, University of Maryland Global Campus awarded over $21 million in scholarships to qualified students, including community college students, service members, veterans, and working adults. Now is the time to move your career forward with an online and accredited skills-based education. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
I've got great news. It's Zero Res's best deal of the summer. Right now, they can handle every surface in your home and your business. Not just carpets, tile and grout, hardwood, laminate, stone, upholstery, rugs, and air ducts. You can get it all taken care of by the pros, the best of the best. That's Zero Res. And we have an aging dog. You know what issues that brings. And now you have summer parties, barbecues, festivities. People are going to be in and out. You've got to call Zero Res and get the platinum-rated cleaning service that safely and effectively removes all the deep embedded dirt that's nasty in your carpets, dander, and bacteria. In your air ducts, too. Call 412-701-1188. Ask for the KDKA special. Get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $129 and take off $75 off your air duct cleaning. Visit ZeroResPGH.com today. Spell it backward or forward, it's Zero Res.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. A possible mega merger in the oil industry. The Netherlands-based oil giant Royal Dutch Shell holding early talks to acquire British rival BP, currently valued at over $80 billion, according to the Wall Street Journal. This would be the biggest energy merger since Exxon bought Mobil over 2 decades ago. The Federal Reserve will wait and assess the impact of the Trump tariffs on inflation before deciding whether to lower interest rates. That's what Fed Chair Jerome Powell told a Senate panel today, exactly what he told a House panel yesterday. Now, on Wall Street, even with easing tensions in the Middle East, stocks are mixed, losing some earlier steam as oil prices move higher, up 2.5% today. Right now, the Dow is down about 0.5%. The Nasdaq is up 0.25%. The S&P is flat. And ConAgra Brands, the food giant, the latest vowing to remove all artificial food dyes from its frozen food products, including the Bird's Eye, Marie Cullender's, and Healthy Choice labels. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Historically, most politicians end up at odds with reporters. It's just because they don't want any negative coverage. I mean, I go back decades to the yellow journalism days, New York Post days, Philadelphia Inquirer and the Mayor, Nixon, Pentagon Papers, Deep Throat, Watergate, blah, blah. He hated the media. It's just always been that way and always will be. Trump just has a different way of expressing it. I tell people that most of the media is more liberal than you would like. And I've told you why. Young reporters get out there and they see all this stuff and they think they can fix it and they think that we don't help enough and then they become liberal. As you get older, in my case, you become more and more conservative. Regarding the New York Times, absolutely is a left-leaning paper. MSNBC, CNN is annoying, quite frankly, because their stars don't like Trump, and they make it obvious. It's kind of annoying, and it's hurt them. Fox All they do is shine up Trump's head. It's just annoying. I've never seen what happened. What has changed dramatically is all the news shows are now talk shows, and that wasn't that way when I grew up. Just wasn't. Good, Mike.
Hi, Marty.
Hi, Mike.
Both my parents were journalists,
Nice.
and actually down in West Virginia, work for newspapers.
Does that count?
What count?
I'm kidding.
West
Virginia
Well, they both have
journalism.
journalism. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry. I was trying to make a stupid joke.
No, they both had degrees in journalism. And, that's actually how they met. And, but at any rate, and I'm in my 70s now, so they've been long gone. But I know what journalism is and what it isn't. And to me, don't take this the wrong way, but talk shows aren't journalism; they're entertainment. And
hold on, and I love you, and you're right. But my shows, there's a lot of
you're
fact.
a thinking person. Yeah, no, and I don't. You're a thinking person. You don't sit there and go by whatever the boxes are. You're no litmus test person. A lot of people are.
They are.
And
to a point of being annoying. Annoying.
Yeah, I really don't watch TV anymore.
I completely
don't watch
get
CNN,
it. I completely get it.
And I don't watch Fox.
Completely get it.
But because they don't care about anything but appealing to their constituents.
100%.
And they're the media is in the advertising business.
They're
not in any other business, right?
It's changed though, and I wish I could say you were wrong, but you're spot on. And what I think they're doing though, their myopic view screws them because they end up with the same people and they lose their audience eventually.
Right.
I mean, it's detrimental to the business. And on a grander scale, brother, in the last 10 years, more than 5,000 local newspapers, like papers in West Virginia, have closed.
Oh, I know.
And so, my man, no one gets the news from anywhere anymore. You wait from some lady down the street with her cell phone, and it's not cool.
Yeah, Bob Nutting just bought the paper that my parents worked for. So,
well, he makes money. He'll make money. I love your call, and he's right. You're right, sir. I'm not picking on Nutting. He knows what he's doing. He's a businessman. I know people can't stand that the Pirates don't win, but I wish they would win. But he's a businessman. He's running a business. Some of these team owners, they have $20 billion. They can blow through $800 million. They don't care. Nutting doesn't. I'm not defending it. I'm just saying that's what it is. It's a business. Could they be better? Sure. Trump doesn't like the media. It's not new. It's not news. I've been at this more than 30 years. I've always been sideways with someone politically because they don't like my views. But like I tell everyone, this is an open platform, and come on in. Sarah Namorado is a perfect case. She is afraid of me. Afraid. The county executive is afraid of me. Afraid. That's not good. I wouldn't want her running the county. If you're afraid of Marty Griffin, you should not be the boss of 8,000 people in a multi-billion-dollar budget and thousands of people. Just saying. But I'm a bad guy in their world. Okay. I always say, come on down. Sit right in front of me. Let's go. Journalists have always been sideways with politicians. It's just the way it is. However, to my man's point he just called, journalists and journalism has never been more biased. It just is. Everybody picks their side, and it doesn't work that well. Not the way it used to work. And to his point, all the news people are now talk hosts, and that's not good at all. All right? All right.
It's the little things. The information you need. People you know. The little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for moms.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-285-0395. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-285-0395. 800-285-0395. 800-285-0395.